the Aztecs look to continue their undefeated conference play. Interesting start to the show. A lot going on today, actually. It's a great day to be hosting solo with Skraby because there actually is a ton of news to kind of get to. But, of course, as I said, per usual, we got ready to start the show. We actually got in here on time. Braden didn't stay and keep us occupied
ears off
up until it was time to go. And somehow Skraby's laptop
I need to change my camera.
has flipped on its side. Upside down, I should say. And this is not an iPad, by the way, where sometimes that happens.
It flips. It's not doing that. It's just upside down right now.
Can't figure it out now.
I commented to Tony before the show. This is the most prepared I've felt in a long time.
I have a question. As you are, talking about how prepared you are, do you realize there's two lines going through our face right now?
Yes, okay. I do. I need to change it, and
there we go.
Bada boom. You can go and watch us on YouTube. 97.3 The Fan. Also, Gwynn Chris SD, and you can watch on Facebook.
Now, those of you who are watching on YouTube, maybe ask yourself, Tony, what is that thing hanging on your shoulder? It's a charge pack. My headphones were dying.
He did this yesterday,
and I needed to charge it. So here we are. So I'm gonna roll like this until it's actually charged up a little bit.
Before we move on from the tech corner, can someone give me the workaround to a screen that's upside down? I quickly Googled it, and it told me to do Control Alt down arrow. Nothing happened.
No. Yeah, that's I will be on standby waiting to hear how this thing kind of unfolds. Reminder, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Remember to listen around 5:30 for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a future Padre game with all the fan staff. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. In order to potentially have your name called. All right, let's get to some of the news today. SDFC back in business here tonight. They'll take on Pumas UNAM. It's one of the Mexican League, I believe, conference leaders, one of three conference leaders that qualify you for this CONCACAF Champions Cup. And the SDFC qualified because they won the Western Conference in MLS. And for those who may not be familiar with this particular cup, it's pretty much the Americas, South America, Mexico, and Canada are all kind of involved in it. So tonight, I mean, man, how quick of a turnaround is this? When the last game was what, November?
It was after the Padres.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a chance to attend a couple of those games, a couple of those playoff games.
Yeah, that's true.
And I want to say it was November-ish when the last games were.
November 29th.
Yeah, so late November. Here we are, beginning of February, and
it's a 2-month turnaround.
It's already beginning. Now, I believe this will be the last season under this particular calendar. I believe the calendar that the change in MLS will come in 2027, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 2028, but I know we're getting close to this being kind of the end of this kind of schedule in MLS.
As a guy who is not a professional athlete, 2 months doesn't seem like enough to get your body ready for another 10-month season.
No, it really doesn't. But listen, I know we had quite a few listeners on Skraby's Head Top talking about SDFC yesterday. So I know people are already excited about this upcoming season, especially after the success of last year. Team's going to look a little bit different this year. No Chucky. Or at least they're trying to move on from him. I don't know that they've actually completed a deal at this point, but that's expected. I
know it's definitely expected. Do I say the rumor that I heard as to why Chucky?
I don't know if we should be delving in rumors.
Let's just say he wasn't getting along with the head coach.
Listen, I don't. If you read any type of body language, I mean, it feels like every time we heard Mikey Vera talk about it, I don't know. I always sensed that there was something there. That's not.
Me too. You could feel it.
You could. It just felt like that. So
because he said, "This is what we're doing, and we're not looking back."
He's having he has a set culture. He has a certain way. I think it's to be expected.
Yeah.
And listen, he may not have been alone in terms of not getting along with Chucky. These are just rumors, but nonetheless, SDFC kicks things off literally here tonight in this first CONCACAF
Champions.
Yeah,
CONCACAF Champions
Cup.
Also, some very unexpected news came down this morning. I was very surprised to see that there will be soccer games at Snapdragon Stadium for the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah.
Now, we all said, is Snapdragon going to get the biggest events? I think it's pulling the biggest events.
That's as good as you get it.
Now, it's not like the final or anything like that, but it is some group play, and so it's a good thing for San Diego.
How cool would it be to be able to host a game here in San Diego?
That'd be amazing.
Have the USA team here at Snapdragon. And listen, at this point, Mark Ziegler was the one who kind of broke this in the union today. There's no clear answer in terms of if it's going to be men's or if it's going to be women's. But it does sound like along with Pasadena, San Jose, St. Louis, Nashville, New York, and Columbus, Ohio, all were added to the venues, the 6 venues that will be hosting those soccer games.
I don't really understand that because it's the LA Olympics. We're going to be playing games in St. Louis, but it's not up to me. From a detractor on the chat, does anyone watch Olympic soccer? No shade.
I
think the Olympics are a huge event.
The real question is, will anyone want to go to an Olympic soccer game here at Snapdragon?
Yes.
I think the answer is yeah. I don't think that's in question at all. I think people would 100% go.
Are you trying to weasel a media pass
for an Olympic, experience one way or another? But nonetheless, pretty cool. The ideal matches for Snapdragon would be obviously the women's semifinals, since the women's tournament, which features full national team, is considered more prestigious in the Olympics than the men's, which is an under 23 tournament. So it's a little different for the women than it is on the men's side. But pretty cool, man. Snapdragon getting to find their name and things connected with the Olympics. I would say that's a pretty big
success.
Pretty big deal.
Better figure out the grass by then.
Well, speaking of the grass, have we seen some improvement because last year I recall it being pretty rough at the end of the Aztec football season, which led into the year, right? And now fast forward a full year later, I don't think we're seeing the same issues we saw from the grass to Snapdragon.
I totally remember this from Levi's when they first opened Levi's for the 49ers. They could not figure out how to grow grass in that stadium. It just takes a little bit to figure it out.
And to confirm that, I think about when I first got to the big leagues with Milwaukee, their grass, although it was super green, it just had this thing where if the ball hit it on a line, it just almost gained speed. I saw a catcher get a concussion on a ball thrown in from the outfield that just got on him too fast.
Wow.
And it would just have these crazy hops. But you fast forward to it now, all these years later. Remember, they were trying to figure out how to grow good grass with a roof under the kind of climate that
maybe the ground was a little too hard.
They had to figure it out. And now fast forward to now, you don't hear nearly the amount of complaints that you used to hear at all, if you hear any. And so, to your point, sometimes it takes a little time to kind of get these fields in order and kind of to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work.
I remember there was too much of a sand/dirt combo up there at the Levi's, so they needed to figure out the right formula.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that at Snapdragon.
But you're right. I haven't thought about the grass in a long time until I made that comment.
Yeah, so kudos to the grounds crew for kind of getting it to a spot where we're not talking about it anymore. Anyway, lots to get to today. Matt Snyder's going to join us in the 2:30 slot there, talk a little baseball, talk a little bit about this WBC thing that is kind of popping up with the insurance companies. It's a deeper conversation we'll get into a little bit later, but it's a sports version of what happened at what's happening here in California with the insurance companies just like kind of leaving California.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah.
This is kind of the sports version of that, as some of these teams are trying to get insurance and just ain't able to some of these teams.
It depends on what, apparently it depends on what country you play for.
Seems like that right now.
Because the Puerto Rico team doesn't have a team because all of their star players, like Francisco Lindor is very excited to play because they're going to have games in Puerto Rico.
Francisco Lindor was healthy pretty much all season.
I think he got a procedure to clean his elbow up, and they said that they don't want to insure his contract. But Byron Buxton, who, no offense, has missed a lot of time, his contract is big. It's still insured.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. We got a Winter Olympics preview in the 3:00 hours.
I'm excited.
Skraby's so pumped up about this. Gwynn versus the fan, or Chris versus the fan, depending on if we get Chris in time. You know how that goes. We got a big five. Continue to kind of talk a little bit about the Aztecs because they're back in action tonight. We got a large news show for you today. NBA, also deadlines, lots of trades happening. We're going to get to it all right here on Gwynn and Chris.
So last night the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lacita.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport. Because, again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college kids, huh?
That's who she thought she was talking to.
She thought she. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That was your thought process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
I think it does equal that, Skraby.
Actually, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it too, buddy.
Right. So for whatever reason, I did not bring my passport. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, my stomach, you have your sinking feeling. And I'm like, what? Never do that. Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, I don't have my passport. Here's my second thought, guys. If I just quietly call Lori, because the flight wasn't until 10 o'clock. You got some extra time. So I said, if I call Lori and just have her bring my passport down to the airport, I'll be able to get away with this without everybody knowing that I blew it. Because that isn't a factor here. You don't want to be embarrassed. So she's in the back checking the players, passport situation out. And I'm having this argument with myself. Oh no, what do I do? And so my first thing is I'll call Lori and I'll just say, hey, can you, I blew it. I forgot my passport. Can you meet me down at the airport? And then I thought, we live 25 minutes from the airport. Lori is not going to be happy. Getting my passport and driving it down there.
Because the airport is really easy to access these days.
And never easy to access, exactly. So I had a quick discussion with myself, and it was either A, it's time for me to embarrass myself in front of the team, or I'm going to have to ask Lori to drive to the airport. I chose the first one. So I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my passport. I don't have it. And Stacey Terry Hudson looked at me and like, what? Like you? I mean, she wasn't mean about it. She was just like so surprised. And as I was, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I live, literally 10 minutes from the school. And I said, I'm going to call Lori right now. Is there any way we can just hold up for 10 minutes?
What?
That's all. It was either that or make Lori drive down, Skraby. You got to understand my options here. They're very limited.
I get it, but I think your mistake means that you have to
do the hard one.
Yeah, you have to deal with the hard part.
I agree. Well, this didn't turn out a whole lot better. Amy, it's her first year on the job, but she's a very nice gal, so I don't have any really, I don't have any cachet with her yet. And she's like looking at her watch, looking at Coach Stacey Terry. She's like, 10 minutes, because that can be a little...
That's stressful.
Well, it's stressful. And she doesn't care. Her job is to get everybody on that damn plane.
Right. And so, a lot of times what we don't know, the traveling party doesn't know, is they've already, called ahead and talked. They have a travel agent that's going to kind of expedite the process a little bit. And if they mess up that contact, then everybody's messed up.
So everything is thrown asunder if you got to wait 10 minutes. And but I'm on the phone with Lori, and Lori's like, well, I'm not going to the airport. There's no way. She's like, you tell them that I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You tell them.
And I will give Lori a lot of credit. She, while this discussion was going on, found the passport and was already in the car.
Whoa.
So I give her a ton of credit. She didn't wait for... Okay, go get the passport and hurry up.
Because she knew she wasn't going to the airport. So
she knew she wasn't going to the airport. Exactly, Tony.
She's like, I'm in the car.
She did. She said, I'm in the car. So I told, Amy, and I got Lori on the phone. I'm telling Amy and Coach, I'm like, she's on her way. And I said, I drive this all the time. It really is 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, 10 minutes. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m., and Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts.
Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. I'm looking up and Sam Darnold is on the screen. And he talked about how Seahawks were the only team that won it. And, a lot of times throughout the course of this year, we have poked fun at Sam Darnold for, eventually seeing ghosts or throwing that pick away.
Dude's kept hoping for it.
Dude's in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
And so kudos to him, man. I know it had to even feel better to hear his former number one wideout, Justin Jefferson, basically say, hey, we had Sam Darnold on our team, but we have a different outcome in our season.
I think that's
by the way, the GM that made that decision lost his job.
We're going to talk about that in the Big Five because a lot of people think it's an emotional decision to Sam Darnold making the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe. The owners are privileged to be able to have emotional decisions and it not really be a thing that anybody can do about it.
Terry Pagula, anyone? They're still dealing with that.
Yes, they are. Yes, indeed, they are.
Think about it, bro, before you do that.
Sometimes a little time in between the initial thought is a good thing. Aztecs back in action tonight. Wyoming?
Wyoming. Last time they'll ever play Wyoming as a Mountain West member.
Up at Wyoming, correct?
No, here.
Oh, here? Okay.
No, they just went to Wyoming.
That's what I thought.
1 week or 2 weeks ago.
So, last matchup ever. Well, I shouldn't say ever.
Yeah,
last time as a Mountain West competitor, as the Aztecs make the move to the Pac. Are we still calling it the Pac-12? Is the Pac-8?
I don't know. We were talking before the show. You can't call it the Pac-12 if they don't have 12 teams. It's got to be whatever.
Does the Big Ten have 10 though?
No, but they have at least 10.
So can they technically be the Big Ten if
they can be the 14? Big Ten because they actually have 10 teams?
I don't like.
If you call it the Pac-12, you're missing 4 teams.
I'm just saying, if you're the Big Ten, you should have 10 teams. You can't have 14 teams or whatever it is.
No, they have 18. It seems like 16 to 18.
You're not even close to the Big Ten anymore.
See, no one thought branding, way back in the 60s and 70s, whenever the Big Ten was made, no one thought one day we're going to have 18 teams.
It's like, no, 10 is the number.
Dominic says the big at least 10.
Right. Nonetheless, last matchup, Aztecs beat up going into this matchup.
Yeah.
I haven't heard word yet if you're gonna have Guap back. Guaf back. I haven't heard anything about AZ yet. If he'll be back for this matchup. But the Aztecs, gotta get a win here. Gotta get back. They've kind of those couple of losses in a row haven't been helpful to their cause in terms of maybe not having to win the conference tournament, and increase their chances to get an outright bid. You can almost pretty much kiss that one goodbye
to get an outright bid. Yeah, they're going to have to win the Mountain West. Jerry Palm came on last week, and
Utah State would have been
a good win.
One of their bigger wins of the season.
Yeah,
if not their biggest win of the season.
Yeah, they didn't, obviously. So it was already razor thin for them to begin with, and so now you're looking at the conference. I wonder when you, as a coach, when you switch, like you might not necessarily tell your team you're switching strategy. Like now we're looking towards the conference. But there's at least some point you got to think, okay, the only way in is going to be a Mountain West Conference championship.
Yeah, no, I think they probably recognize where they're at now. Things could change. I mean, maybe you get some teams with some big losses that kind of help the Aztecs' cause, but at least for now, it's hard to imagine them being able to get in there without winning a tournament.
Which I absolutely despise. How some schools like San Diego State, who have a good basketball program, who have good years, they just like barely claw to get in. And even though that they are a team that has advanced in the tournament many times in the last 10 years, it just is so crazy to me that those teams are the ones that have to claw to get in. And then there's other teams in the SEC that aren't as good, but they get in no problem.
Yes, conference strength of your conference. You know, I don't disagree with you. I think, you know, but I'm just so used to it. I just kind of, it is what it is.
Right.
Changing gears. Boy, I don't know if this is a trend. If it is, Tom Brady, you're gonna be disappointed, brother, because not only is Bill Belichick not in the Hall of Fame, Robert Kraft for the second year, is not in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
I'm confused on the criteria. Actually, does it have anything to do with winning Super Bowls?
Apparently not, because
there's nothing to do with winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, because if there are two guys that should be in first ballot, it should be Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. Now, the big question that we were talking about before the show is: are they going to keep Tom out for a year?
I mean, I'll disagree with it, crazy, but at least I'll respect it if this is uniform. The same way you're going to do it across the board.
Like Robert Kraft, I don't know why.
I won't respect it. It at least makes sense.
Yes. Robert Kraft, I don't know why he would be held out. It's not like
why again, though?
That's the thing.
I thought this was I think we made the same argument about Kraft after the fact that we did about Belichick. That, okay, they're doing this. It's stupid. They're doing this. You got to wait thing. It's dumb. But, okay, no doubt he'll get in next year.
Why is it that these Hall of Fames, like, seem to end up ruining everything? They, like, the Baseball Hall of Fame always has the writer angle, and then you got football.
It's the same deal.
I know.
Writers are doing it in
football.
In football. I thought Robert Kraft was good to the writers. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. I get, you know, Bill Belichick, they seem to be holding that one against him. He was tough.
If there was one,
he was definitely tough.
Robert Kraft should not be out, but I will say that I'm not hating the fact that these guys who have had success for 25, 35, 40 years are now kind of hitting a wall in a place that they really want to get to.
Just because?
Yes. Just because I'm a hater.
Yes, you are.
I mean, I've seen Robert Kraft just be on top of the world for 30, 40 years.
I don't know. He kind of came down a little bit a couple years ago.
In 2019, you mean?
Dang, was that 2019?
I believe it was 2019.
That was pre-pandemic?
Yes, it was pre-pandemic. So that was how long that was ago.
I wouldn't have said 2019.
I would have probably said like 2015, 2016, but Tom was still playing when that happened.
He wasn't a Patriot no more, was he?
I don't think so, because he did that. He made a joke in a show about coming out of a massage parlor, and he's like, "It's not what you think it is."
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I can't help but to think, man, Tom Brady. How will the world react if Tom Brady doesn't get in?
They're going to be mad.
I mean, it was like a 48-hour thing with Belichick.
I didn't realize that Belichick was so loved. I think it was more of the outrage of people just being wrong themselves.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, how crazy is it going to be for Tom if I can't, you know, it's as much as I sit here and keep saying that, I just can't see them not. I cannot see a scenario in which he does not get in first ballot.
Oh, Adam on the chat is saying he was named in the Epstein files. I did not see that, but
Who was?
Kraft. I did not see that.
I haven't seen that either.
I've only seen a lot about Steve Tisch.
I just know that those aren't files you want to be associated with.
You do not want to be in those files.
No.
And I can't think that them being released on Friday got them not, the voting wouldn't have changed that much.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
we live in a world with some interesting people.
Interesting is not the word.
It's not the word. You're right.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kraft doesn't get in. We'll continue to discuss that. NBA trade deadline going ham. I mean, it sounds like James Harden is going to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland.
What is James Harden doing? He just got on my good side.
Maybe it's not James, man. Maybe this.
No, he said they won't give him a contract extension. That's why he wants a trade.
Oh, well, there you go.
James.
What?
This is like the 5th time he's done this in his careir.
Hey, he's got this last year on his deal. He wants an extension.
He's got another year.
He wants an extension.
He's 37 years old.
Hey, if Cleveland,
he's making $82 million the next 2 years.
Cleveland is willing to give him an extension.
Sounds like. James Harden, I was starting to like again.
But look, here's the deal. If he goes to Cleveland, he gets his extension. He is opening himself up, and he doesn't get them where they need him to go. He is going to open himself up for criticism, for sure. He has been on the good side because he has stayed in Clipperland. He's probably been the one that he's done his job. He's made the least bit of noise in terms of being disgruntled. And it doesn't sound like he's disgruntled. It just sounds like he wants the extension. They say, hey, you're a little old. We want to use our money elsewhere. Cool. Let's move. And they both are agreeing to do this because the Clippers are going to get something out of this, especially since he has that 1 year remaining.
Yes.
They're going to get Garland, who is a very good point guard. I think it's going to help Kawhi from that standpoint. And he's younger, controllable.
That is a benefit for the Clippers, obviously. You don't have to deal with 37-year-old James Harden complaining every day. I got Tony. Yes.
You're funny. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, Matt Snyder, CBS Sports, joins us. Talk a little bit about this WBC situation, plus the start of spring training right around the corner. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Bennett.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for 2 managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
You're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but, I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part. But we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help?
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing, how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, right. And he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and listening to how he kind of went about his business. So a lot of the things that he did, I'm going to probably keep doing the same thing. What I think I can add is maybe just I'm a little younger. I got a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I've got some relationships within the clubhouse that are maybe a little bit different. Does that give me the avenue to push them in a little bit different way, or like sneak in there to get them to do a few things that they haven't been quite, open to in the past? Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm going to treat them, with respect and hopefully get that respect back. And we're going to try to make this team as best they can be.
Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, you're clearly coming this with your eyes wide open with this situation. I heard you say partnering on multiple occasions up on the stand there. What does that look like for the fans who are listening and may not know what partnering looks like? What exactly is that?
Yeah, partnering, it's a give and a take. We have relationships with our families, our moms, our dads, our wives, our kids. It's not always my way or the highway. Right. There's got to be, even in this decision to become the manager, there was a lot of give and take with me and Audrey, deciding what was important to her and what we were going to miss by taking this, what was important to me, what I was going to miss in this, and then coming to a decision that works best for both of us. And I think those types of things can happen throughout the year with players, trying to get them on the field to do certain things in practice or in the game, but like partnering them in the way that's like, it's not just my decision. Right. We're in this together. We're accomplishing a goal together. It's not my, championship that we're going to win. It's our championship. It's the Padres championship. It's AJ's, it's John's, it's Eric's, it's Manny's, it's Toddy's. Right. It's all of ours together. It's Ruben's. We share that success together. I'll handle the blame, and then we'll do this together.
Last one, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Mike Schilt did a terrific job of really shielding his players. He always was the man taking all the arrows coming at the ball club. But you also mentioned being able to push the guys. What does that look like? Because I think oftentimes fans hear, managers take the arrows and they're under the impression that there isn't any, pushing going on the backside of that. What does that look like sometimes?
Yeah, we got great players. So, like, the amount of pushing I need to do is limited. Right. But we can give them new ideas on how to navigate a season. And Mike was so good at, like, handling the players and taking the arrows, like you said, in the media and throughout the season and pumping those guys up and making them feel great. But there's ways that, like, maybe they haven't been exposed to, and that's what we're going to challenge our staff to do, is come up with creative ways to keep Manny Machado, healthy for a full season. Xander Bogaerts healthy for a full season as they get a little older in age, and can we have guys peaking at the right time and stuff like that? Just like open to new ideas and creative ideas, and the players will be partnering with that with the coaching staff to create something that we think will build us a championship team.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager, and Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year. Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them. Right. That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that.
Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello, hopefully will join us around 4:00.
Been tracking his flight. Everything's on time.
Oh, see, the stalker is at it again.
Although I did get a little panicked because I didn't realize that Arizona was an hour ahead.
Yes.
So it said it was arriving at 4:30.
You didn't realize that. You do spring training with me there.
But you're not there yet. So I didn't have to think about it that way.
You're not clocking it yet. Huh?
No. So I thought 4:30, Chris, you told us 3:30. And then I got all mad at Chris in my head. And then I realized it was Mountain Time.
All for nothing.
Yep.
That's sounds about right. Matt Snyder's going to join us here shortly. We'll talk some baseball as we get set for the 2026 season. Paul George of the Philadelphia 76ers. I think we barely touched on this yesterday, but 25-game suspension for violating the NBA's anti-drug policy. In a statement, TSPN's Shams Charania George said, over the past few years, I've discussed the importance of mental health, and in the course of recently seeking treatment for an issue on my own, I made a mistake of taking improper medication. I take full responsibility for my actions and apologize to the Sixers organization, my teammates, and the Philly fans for my poor decision-making during the process. I'm focused on using this time to make sure that my mind and my body are in the best condition to help the team when I return. Skraby?
I've never heard anyone, I'm trying to say this delicately, I've never heard anyone blame their mental health medications on performance enhancers. I'm not saying it's not a thing. I'm just saying I've never heard that.
It's definitely a new reasoning.
And if they're
and listen to the thing, here's the deal. I think we often associate these suspensions with PEDs, steroids.
Yes.
I'm not here to say one way or another what he was taking because I don't know. I'm just the first, as Skraby said, this first I've ever heard of mental health medicine getting you popped for a test in NBA. But then again, I don't know much about it. So he very well could be telling the truth in terms of that. I'm not going to say that he's not.
And my thought is, if you are being prescribed it because you have a mental health condition, I don't think this should be banned unless you're actually receiving, your body is receiving like something that no one else is.
Here's the deal. I do know there is certain like paternity drugs that could get you popped.
Oh, I see. Like fertility?
Fertility drugs. Like, so if you were to get prescribed that, you couldn't, you could still be tested positive for any of those things in Major League Baseball. It doesn't mean just because you're prescribed it that it allows you to take it. You still have to get it cleared.
Yeah.
And all those things.
Now,
so
I just got a text from someone who is well in the know on this stuff and said that obviously I don't know the situation, but he could be taking over the prescription amount, which could
get him.
Yes.
Or something.
So we don't know any of that.
Right. So there you go. So I was just making that case because I know for myself, I often think these suspensions are related to something like performance enhancing, but that may not be the case here. It doesn't mean that you still can't find yourself getting popped for a drug test, as Paul George has. So he'll sit out 25 games. The 76ers will try to make do without him. We will change gears here. Matt Snyder joins us, CBS Sport. Matt, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's a fun time of year. We're just getting ready for spring training. So yeah, it's exciting. I always say you can dare to dream this time of year, no matter what team you root for, even if you're like a Rockies or White Sox fan, you can somehow talk yourself into anything right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. This is all teams can talk themselves into a little bit of anything right now. That's what makes this part of the year kind of fun. Matt, we'll start with the Padres. They are about to roll into this season. It certainly seems like this roster's unfinished. It sounds like AJ Preller has basically said as much. They're still looking to add. I mean, right now, what would you say the Padres have done, or have they done enough in this offseason as they move into spring training?
Probably not. Look, you're within this window of contention where you've got multiple playoff berths in a couple of years. Have reached the NLCS, I believe, one time, right? 2022 against the Phillies. At some point, you need to break through and get to the World Series. Try to win the first World Series there. And if you look at the roster right now, the changes from last year, pretty minimal. I mean, you've got a full year of some acquisitions from last season, such as Ramon Laureano, or Joe Musgrove coming back from major surgery. Full year with Mason Miller. Of course, Robert Suarez is out, but there's ways that you could look at this and say, hey, maybe we'll be a little bit better. But man, I still think there's at least rotation-wise more depth is needed. And if you look at who's still out there, Framber Valdez, I'm sure, is still holding out for something big. But like, even if you go past Zach Gallen, like, I think there are worthy gambles with free agents like Lucas Giolito or Chris Bassett or Zach Littell even. So there's still an opportunity to make some noise. Right now, it kind of looks pretty similar to just running it back, even though there are some differences, as I talked about, but it's just kind of running it back, and that wasn't really good enough last year.
Yeah, we often have seen A.J. Preller sign guys into spring training. Like, so there's still some time in terms of the clock that he works with, but right now, that is what the Padres are, where the Padres are at. Matt Snyder joins us here, CBS Sports. Matt, Fernando Tatis Jr., age 27, coming into this season. This typically is the age that we see like superstars take off. He got off to a great start last year. We were talking about him in MVP conversations at the beginning.
Yep.
He kind of faded, but there were still some things that I thought he improved on. His plate discipline improved over last year, the long haul. Could this finally be the year that Toddy puts it together and has that type of season?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. It seems like, oh man, we've been waiting forever for this.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's still only 27, and I know that he's had parts of 6 seasons in the majors, and there was the injury and the PED suspension, but he looked like an MVP before 2022, and that's why I think these last 3 years, when you're watching him, even though he's been very good, especially last year. I mean, obviously there are inconsistencies in there, but everybody's inconsistent to a degree. But like, you still, when you watch him, you feel like, man, there's another gear in there.
Yeah.
You can just feel it. And it's probably a lot of what we saw in 2021 and even going back to his rookie year in 2019. But you just feel like watching him like, man, there's another gear in there. There's more in there. He's just so talented. And by no means do I think last year was a disappointment at all. I feel like there was a nice build there.
Yeah.
Like you said, there were strides made. I do feel like there's still another gear in there that gets them back up to top 3 in MVP instead of top 10 or 7th or 8th last year or whatever it was. There's a top 3 gear in there somewhere. And age 27, 3 years since he missed the whole year, it feels like the timing's right for it to be this year.
Talking to Matt Snyder here of CBS Sports on 97.3 The Fan. And I wanted to talk about Yu Darvish for a second, because they haven't actually settled between the MLBPA and the team and Yu Darvish, but this is kind of a weird situation where they're counting on that $16 million to be back into their pocket so they can spend it. Do you think this is a weird situation, or is this kind of normal? Yeah. We just don't hear about it.
No, I think it's weird. I can't think of any off the top of my head like this, especially with, there was a report, I believe, last week that said like he's going to retire, and then he on Twitter, kind of said, no, that decision hasn't been made yet. I know it was like you had to translate it from Japanese, so it was difficult because things can get lost in translation, but I can't remember a public back and forth where like this, where not everybody is apprised of everything that's going on in the situation there. So yeah, I think it's weird. I can't think of anything like this off the top of my head. I don't have an answer on where it's going to go, but I mean, surely the Padres have done their homework here. So if they're counting on that $16 million coming back, I would think that the odds are on their side.
Matt Snyder joins us here talking some Major League Baseball. Pitchers and catchers report here in the next week. Matt, let's talk a little bit about free agency as a whole. It seems slow, but it kind of matches what we've seen over the last couple of years. Still some big names available. You mentioned Framber Valdez still out there. Do you think he's actually being affected by the whole cross-up situation, or is this just a guy you think is just waiting for the big payday?
It's got to be a combination of multiple factors. I would be shocked if somebody with his pedigree, if there's just one incident kind of sullied everything to the point where it just prolonged his free agency to this point where he's going to go to spring training unsigned. Keep in mind, he was awful last year in August and September, completely fell apart. I mean, I pulled it up before we came on. I was anticipating the question. 5.64 ERA in August, 6.51 in September. Going into your free agency, that's a little less than ideal. And I know that he was kind of a late bloomer, so he seems younger to a lot of us, but he's 32, so it's not like we're talking about a guy who's like 27 or 28. And he just, with as much of a workhorse as he was in 2022 and 2023 for the Astros and as reliable as he was, you're still only talking about a guy who's had 4 full seasons, and the second half of this past season was awful. And now he's 32 years old, and he did have the cross-up situation with the catcher, and that matters.
Yeah.
There were control issues. There were wild pitch issues. There was a lot of stuff down the stretch that I think Valdez and his agency probably are looking at. This is going to be the one big payday. And a lot of teams are saying, we're talking about a pitcher right now who needs to go back and prove himself. Probably needs to do something like we've seen with a lot of players and sign one of those 1-year deals to prove it and go out and have a big year, and then maybe he can get a bigger deal. We've seen Cody Bellinger pull off something like this probably multiple times, it's fair to say. We've seen other starting pitchers as well kind of sign that deal, maybe 1 year with an option or something like that, just to give himself a little, on-ramp and say, those last 2 months were a blip on the radar here. And I'm going to show you that I'm still a frontline starting pitcher. My hunches are still holding out for that big, 4 or 5 year deal, and it's just not going to come.
Talking to Matt Snyder, CBS Sports here on 97.3 The Fan. This whole thing with the WBC and the insurers not insuring certain guys, and then Puerto Rico's team basically having their best players not be insured. It seems to me, and I always go for the conspiracy, but it seems to me there's only one country this is really affecting, because Shohei Ohtani was approved. Byron Buxton was approved. I mean, what do you think about this whole thing?
It's odd. Yeah, it's definitely, I hate to go to the well there and say it's a weird situation, but it is. It feels like there's reverberations from the Edwin Diaz injury, right?
Yeah.
He was Puerto Rico's closer. He tore up his knee celebrating when they advanced past the first round. And now we're hearing about Francisco Lindor, Carlos Correa, on down to, Jose Berrios and Victor Caratini. Like, good grief, how are all these guys getting dinged? Like you said, Matt, when there's a lot of other injury-prone guys who have surely have medicals that are far from clean. This does seem like something's happening in Puerto Rico, and maybe that's why it says Puerto Rico is considering withdrawing, because they're probably saying, like, hold up here, why are we being the ones picked on? Because even if Puerto Rico can't have Lindor and Correa go, there are still plenty of really, really good players for Puerto Rico who they wouldn't be like near the top of the field like they would be if they had their full roster that they were expecting to have, but they would still be able to put up a pretty formidable team if they were missing these guys. It seems like it's a form of protest to say, we might not even play, we might withdraw from this thing. And if that's the case, it might be stemming from the fact that they think they're getting picked on here, because it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, Miguel Rojas has already spoke up on it and said as much. So we'll see how that's.
If anybody's contract is low enough to insure, it's probably Miguel Rojas's contract.
Right. So it does seem a little fishy. Matt, I got to ask you, I read your article about the salaries this year. The average salary has gone up. But, however, the increase has gone down in terms of salary for the third straight year. You use that little chip to kind of talk about, it could be another thing that we're talking about when it comes to this collective bargaining agreement. The other thing is 6 more teams have now kind of moved over to MLB in terms of their local TV rights as that situation continues to get foggy. I mean, all signs at this point are pointing that there's going to at least be some type of difficult conversation coming down the line here after this 2026 season.
Yeah, I'm worried. It seems like a mess in many different areas. I mean, you have the smaller market teams who cannot keep up with the spending, at least of the Dodgers, but you could loop in a lot of other teams there. If you look at like the Mets and the Phillies, and even the Blue Jays have been starting to get up there. Yankees, obviously, not only that, but like you said, the regional sports network bubble has burst. It's not like, oh, that bubble's about to burst. Oh no, it's burst.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. And they need to talk about that. A lot of different stuff. And you're talking about, the player salaries, only a 1.4% increase from last year, which was inflation was like 2.7 to 2.9%. So if the salaries aren't moving up there and the league is continuing to make more in revenue, the players have an argument here. like, hey, you guys continue to make more money. Inflation's going up. Our salaries are not going up to keep up with how much money you're making in inflation. But on top of that, you've got the salary cap issue, which is a non-starter for the players. You've got the issue with the TV, which Manfred is trying to figure out, and the MLB taking over from the RSNs. It's a big mess. Now, I am a glass half full guy by nature.
We need more of them.
So I'm going to say that somehow it gets worked out. And remember, it did take a while last time.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, the CBA expired on December 1st, and we bled all the way into March before they finally came to a deal. And I believe the start of the season got pushed back like a week and a half or something like that, but they still got the 162 games in. So I'm going to say I will remain optimistic until I'm given reason not to be, but I do believe there's no doubt in my mind that it will be a prolonged lockout again, something like multiple months. And probably the most annoying thing I have to do in this job is deal with that.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen again next offseason. But, hey, small price to pay. I still get to talk about baseball.
No doubt. I know we don't have time to talk about it today, but you have to wonder if there are other tools in the toolbox aside from salary floor, salary cap. If those are non-starters, what else is there? And so certainly something they're going to have to work out.
Yes, it is. It's going to be contentious and annoying. That's my most accurate prediction.
Contentious and annoying. I like it.
Fair enough, man. We appreciate your time as always, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Take care, guys.
Matt Snyder, CBS Sports. Not painting the greatest picture in terms of baseball beyond 2026, but it's a fair picture and a true one nonetheless. So
the problem is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but players have to blink first because they don't have the pockets that the owners do.
I think that's where you're wrong. But
okay, no, I would like for to be wrong.
All guests on 97.3 The Fan, join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I've said this many times, and I know it to be true. Ever since 94, when what's the Bulls owner? Name Jerry Reinsdorf. Since Reinsdorf made that comment about if we would have just held out a year, we could have broke them. Players Union has been planning for that ever since.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
if that's the owner's mindset,
they've got enough.
You're saying maybe they've saved some money?
I know that for a fact.
So they're prepared.
94. So just space that out.
I didn't even think about that.
Yes. So this is, if they want to do that, it's gonna. Now eventually, if they hold out long enough, I'm sure they could do it.
But that's bad for everyone.
That's
bad for us. That's bad for the Padres. It's bad for baseball.
So
those regional carriers are gonna go bankrupt again.
That's to me, if indeed floor and cap are non-starters, that is the only place to go, is television rights. But we've discussed this on a number of occasions.
There's so many walls.
Why in the world? We don't need to keep saying this.
No, we don't, because it makes me angry that the Dodgers make like $70 billion on their TV contract.
It is kind of depressing. 3:00 hour on the way. Daily Gambit. We'll see how the bets went down last night. Chrisello. 1 hour and counting. More Gwynn and Chris.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. and that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right, I've got cars on my left, I got 2 in front of me, I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through, and our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the fourth time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh,
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least, a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like, ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get you know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mason Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light, even under these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you're right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and then
nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was a simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Rough and Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Rough and Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that.
Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello. About an hour out, sounds like. Skraby, you still stocking his flight?
Yes, I haven't checked in a while, so I'll check right now while you're talking.
That's why I was asking.
I love being able to track flights. This is my favorite thing in the world.
It's very stocky.
It's not
stocky type thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it feels like it.
At my other job, on Wednesdays.
I don't know if you should be telling nobody this. Are you about to talk about your stocking ways at your other job?
No, I sit in their office. They're downtown. They have a view of the airport at 10:40 something every Wednesday. The Japan Airlines flight from Tokyo comes through, and I wait for it. So there.
What do you mean by you wait for it? Like, how does
we
that
have
work?
our meeting in this room, and I sit there and I wait for that
You
darn
just
plane to
sit
fly
looking
by.
out, is your seat? Do you have to like turn your back to the table in order to see this, or are you looking?
It depends on. I can look out the window, but I usually see it in the reflection, and I turn around real quick because it's a 787, and I like 787s.
What is a 787?
Boeing 787. It's their newest like globe type of plane. They don't make 747s anymore, really, because they were too expensive and too big. So now they're making a 787 and 777s.
And these are huge.
These are massive.
Like,
787s can fly.
These like the double deckers. I mean,
no, they're going away from the double deckers.
No more though.
No, they're going away from those. They have a lot of just bigger planes, like longer planes, and they can almost fly around the world on one tank.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I know way too much about this stuff.
You do know way too much. By the way, the Super Bowl is this Sunday.
Yeah.
It really doesn't feel like it. When do they start the news where we get to see the crazy news conferences?
No, that was last night. It's over.
Why does it feel like it didn't like? Am I tripping? Is everybody else paying attention? I just wasn't.
He's got 35 minutes remaining.
Okay.
I feel like the last couple of years it's been different. Like it's not the same wacky, crazy Radio Row anymore. For some reason, they moved it. It used to be, I think, later in the week. Now it's on a Monday.
It just feels like there was no planning for it. Now as you bring it up, I do remember seeing Stefon Diggs on the podium yesterday, but it didn't even dawn on me that that's what they were actually doing.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff going on. Sam Darnold made me feel good for him. Like you said earlier when he said that the Seahawks were the only team that wanted him. He's been on 5 teams, Tony. 5.
And when you look at the circumstances of those 5 teams, it's
he went Jets.
It's no wonder he struggled.
Yeah, Jets. He went to the Panthers.
By the way, Jets are still struggling.
Yes, they are. They still are looking for a quarterback.
Changed.
He went to the Panthers with Baker Mayfield, which was never going to work in any.
Baker also, by the way, who was talked about in the MVP category.
Yes.
Also didn't do well in Carolina.
Yes, correct. So I think that was the coaching in Carolina.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
saying those are the first 2 issues. Where did he go after that? San Francisco?
He was a 49er backup, and then he went to the Vikings, and now he's with the Seahawks.
I just want to point this out. And listen, I don't give the 49ers very much love for anything, but their head coach knows what he's doing with quarterbacks. We've seen, Sam Darnold didn't get an opportunity to play that much. What's his name was relatively healthy in his stint there. But I guarantee you he learned a lot.
I think that's what he said. He said he went to quarterback U when he was with San. And
listen,
it was almost a choice for him.
I don't think it's a mistake that he went there 1 year, didn't play.
Yeah.
Went to Minnesota, got himself a big contract after playing a terrific year there.
Won 14 games
and only got better this year. Without, to me, I think that speaks a lot about why can't I remember your coach's name?
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
It's not the 49er hour, but Kyle Shanahan, he does do a great job with all of that. And he's also one of the guys who he wants those quarterbacks to come in. He knows they're going to leave at some point. Yeah. He wants to get them in the room. Also with coaches, Raheem Morris, he brings in former head coaches and then gets them back out to be a head coach.
Yep. All right, let's get to the Daily Gambit.
the Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. All right.
Can't stress that enough.
Yes, please. And with these prediction markets that are just taking over everything right now.
And if your bet doesn't hit, don't contact the
player.
You
must acquit.
Don't contact the player. Just leave it alone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying.
Does it, though?
No, it doesn't. You're right.
It doesn't go without saying anymore.
Like, the reason that you lost the bet is that you made the bet.
Right.
So stop it.
So don't do it.
It's crazy. First game we bet on last night, Sixers and Clippers. Sixers were 1.5-point favorites. You guys went Sixers. I went Clippers. Clippers lost by 15. It's probably because James Harden decided he wanted to trade during the game.
He was done.
128 to 113. Ant-Man, over under 30.5 points last night. You went over. Chris went over. I went under. He had 39. So he wins.
Who wins? Win. Oh, okay. We won. They lost, though. Didn't they?
I think so.
You don't know.
Sometimes I don't even check the score. I just check the bet.
Why did you just say, I don't know? It's I think so. You have no idea.
No, I remember because I had to click on the actual box score to get there. I did not commit it to memory, though, Tony. Texas Tech minus 4.5 against Kansas. I don't remember who you chose yesterday. Chris chose Kansas. I chose Kansas. I chose Kansas. Texas Tech lost this game. Kansas won 64-61.
Yes. Minnesota lost 137-128.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, sure. And then Memphis decided that they were trading one of their best players today. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth, Tony. Texas A&M Corpus Christi minus 4.5 points against Incarnate Word. I went Corpus Christi. You guys went Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word won. So they went outright, 71-69.
How about that? I don't think I've missed one yet.
Except for that one.
I think Incarnate Word. I had Incarnate Word.
Yeah, but why do I always do this? You're right. You win. Sorry. I think Tony's looking at me like I got a horn growing out of my head. South Carolina women minus 30.5 at Texas A&M. Chris went A&M. Tony went South Carolina. I went A&M. South Carolina won, but they did not win by enough, 71-56. Then finally, the Avalanche minus 1.5 at the Red Wings. Chris went Red Wings. Tony and I went Avs. Red Wings win 2-0. Chris said something right after I made my bet that made me think hockey players don't like getting shut out back-to-back games, so they're going to be ready. And they were. All right, tonight.
Whatever.
Wyoming at San Diego State. San Diego State, 12.5-point favorites in this one, Tony.
Oof. I'm going to say the Aztecs wins, but I'm going to say Wyoming covers.
Yeah, last time I did the same thing. The Aztecs blew them out, so I'm going to go with the Aztecs.
Yeah, no, I'm going Aztecs. You're
right. It's not in the Dome of Doom.
I'm just saying. They're a little banged up.
They are a little banged up. 12.5 points is a lot, but I think they can handle it. How many points for San Diego State? Over or under 77.5 points?
For San Diego State?
Yeah, San Diego State.
Under.
I'm going to go over. They've been scoring. I guess they only scored 66 on Saturday. It doesn't matter. Boston College at Duke. The reason I chose this one, Duke number 4 in the country, and they are a 26.5-point favorite. I'm going to go with BC because 26.5 points is a lot. I don't really know anything about BC basketball.
I know enough about Duke to know that they can win by 26.
They are really good. Yeah. You're right. Let me go see what Boston College's record is real quick. It's going to take a little bit of time, apparently, Tony. I'm going to have to ditch this right now because I cannot find what their record is. 9-12. 9-12. I'm going to go Duke. I'm actually going to change mine and go Duke. You going to go Duke?
I already told you that, buddy.
I know. I was the one flip-flopping over here. Finally, Xavier at UConn. UConn, third-ranked team in the country, 17.5-point favorite. Tony.
Give me UConn.
UConn. I'm going to go Xavier. I went to a basketball game there one time.
Xavier?
Yeah.
It's in Cincinnati.
It is. It is a private school. It's a nice school.
Seems like it.
And I had no idea before I lived there that it was in Cincinnati. I always thought it was somewhere else. But Mick Croton was
That's
a big
where he came
deal.
from, yeah.
Well, he came from, did he coach Xavier and Cincy? I know he coached Cincinnati.
Ooh, maybe it was just Cincy. Yeah, I don't know that he could have gotten.
I just remember Mick Cronin being a big deal when I was there. So
big fan of Mick Cronin.
Yeah, and Xavier used to have a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, they did.
And they were getting to the Final Four for a couple years there.
What was my man play for the Warriors? West?
Delonte West?
No, not Delonte West. He was a big kind of a power forward. He went to Xavier. That's why I'm bringing him up.
West. What year?
He was on some of those first championship teams. I don't know why I can't remember his name right now. It'll come to me. I was looking at it at the break.
It's not Jerry West.
It definitely wasn't Jerry West.
Oh, wait. No. Never mind. I thought it was Mubanga or something.
Dude, if you don't get
remember Banga.
No.
I remember Banga.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not what
Banga
I'm
was
talking
great.
about.
I loved Banga. David West.
David West. Thank you, Chad.
That was David.
He went to Xavier.
Didn't he play for
The Hornets?
New Orleans Hornets?
Yeah, he played for them as well.
I remember him being a big deal, and then he came to the Warriors, and he wasn't.
It's good for the Warriors. All right, let's get to break. First, Skraby gives you guys some more bad information. NFLPA putting a foot in the ground on the NFL. Got sound, and we're going to talk about it when we return. More Gwynn and Chris.
97.
on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Crisello. Join us at 4, maybe. We'll see. Skraby's stocking his plane. He was 32 minutes out the last time we checked. Got to be, inside 20?
19 at this point.
Oh.
It says it's going to land at 4:37 Mountain Time.
It's 3:37.
So that means he has 23 minutes to get from the airport to his room. There's no chance.
No shot.
No chance.
Oh yeah, that's right. And they're going to Grand Canyon. I don't know where they're staying. I assume. Yeah, maybe not. Grand Canyon's kind of in the hood.
I forgot the Pro Bowl was on tonight, Tony.
So
you're not interested in the Pro Bowl?
No, I'm not. I didn't even know the Pro. I mean, is it really a Pro Bowl? They're playing flag football now.
I don't even know if they're playing. I think they are still playing flag, but no one wants to do this. I appreciate the dodgeball, but
you should just be a Pro Bowler. Like, I don't even know that there should be a game anymore. And listen, I totally understand why they're not playing it no more. You kind of
too much on the line,
right? For an all-star game, it's not like the other sports.
I mean, then you got like the Jacob Mizorowskis of the world and Shedeur Sanders getting a Pro Bowl nomination.
Yeah. I think that's partly because they're trying to play a game. If they weren't trying to play a game, you could just name guys.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be, and it could still be like a big honor.
It would be.
Right?
It would actually mean something.
It might mean more if you didn't actually have to go play. It's like this is what the fans and however they break down the voting.
Like Mac Jones is now a Pro Bowler type of thing.
It's not how anybody really designed for it to be.
I think the NFL is going to have to realize that they have to take an L on the Pro Bowl and just end it.
It might be beneficial for it just to go away for a few years and
True.
maybe
an appetite for it.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, it seems.
I won't even watch it, and that's telling you a lot.
It seems it's really not. You don't watch sports like that anymore.
I love these novelty sports, though.
Do you?
I do. I watched the dodgeball a couple years ago. It was amazing. I watched all the skills challenges.
Do you know who? I believe his name is David White.
Oh yes, he's the NFLPA interim executive director. Tony.
Oh, okay. So you know, yeah, that's interesting. He had some very interesting words. NFL I would say for the entire season. Had been pushed talking about this 18th game.
Just putting it in our psyche.
Roger Goodell got on there. He was like, 18. And they didn't just talk about it. It have made it seem like it was inevitable. Like, this is definitely happening. We have no reason to not believe them. And everything they pretty much asked for, they get. At least that's how it has been. But David White, who is the interim I guess leader of the NFLPA, president.
Is he interviewing for president right here?
I don't know. This seems like a move that would possibly suggest that he is indeed, auditioning for this job.
Members have no appetite for an 18th game regular season 18th game. You heard that last year when the executive committee was up here and they were talking about what happens to their bodies when they're with their families, when they're with their kids. They were very open and candid about that. It's punishing, and we can see that on the teams that have deep postseason runs. And we saw it this year. If you looked at even week 16, the biggest storyline was arguably about the critical contributors going down. And this was across many teams. And if you look at wild card weekend, which would be the 18th game, if you took that week, really significant injuries, some that were high profile, but a bunch that weren't. But they happen. And those injuries, they cost players pay, they can shorten careers, they can diminish lifetime earnings. And when your average career is already 3 to 4 years, that becomes something that is existential. So the 18th game is not casual for us. It's a very serious issue. It's something that comes out of negotiations. And nothing will move forward until players have the opportunity to account for all of those factors, take that into consideration, and then through negotiations, agree or not to the 18th game. But as it stands right now, players have been very clear. They don't have any appetite for it.
I feel like that's the most concise kind of pushback we've heard from the PA side in quite some time. Now that could very well be because David White is indeed trying to impress the folks that could possibly hire him to be in position to negotiate this next.
Yeah, you can't get up there and say that.
Find out when the next CBA is for the NFL.
It's soon.
Man, we're gonna have baseball, NFL.
I think I remember we had Drew Brees on way back when.
Yeah.
When they got the latest.
Because he was one of the NFLPA guys.
And we asked him about the extra game and the playoffs and everything. He was like, guys just need to vote. Like these guys
exactly
aren't
what he said.
Voting.
And we found that out to be true when the CBA was signed, sealed, and delivered. There were a ton of non-voters as it pertained to the NFL.
They do it 10 years at a time, so 2030.
So 2030. So they got a little time. But that's the crazy part is that extra games can be negotiated within that seat. Like that could never happen in baseball. Like if they want to expand the season to 180 games, they would have to wait until the collective bargaining agreement was over in order to even have that.
And then
conversation.
where's my cash money?
Right.
I'm not playing an extra 18 games.
When they moved to 17? 4 years ago?
Yeah.
That's in the middle of this deal, by the way.
Well,
or was it at the start of that?
It was already kind of talked about and accepted and everything.
So maybe the 18 was at least.
The 18 wasn't on the table at the time because the owner or the NFL knew we're not going to go for 18 if we can't get to 17. Oh. But now they really want to go to 18. I don't think it's necessary. I really don't. And I've been saying this. I think the NFL's in danger of eating itself one day.
Good luck.
I understand that's a crazy thing to say, but there's something called oversaturation.
Well, listen, they're trying to expand their footprint globally.
I don't care.
There's no stopping the NFL right now. I think that I would just like to see the PA actually band together. They just kind of have run roughshod over them from the very beginning.
Like, are they going to pay these players an extra week? Because that has to happen, right? I mean, you can't just expand your contract and not give them 18 games of pay if they're playing 18 games.
It'll be easy to make the argument. You just saw the salary cap go up however many millions of dollars. So they're gonna be able to make the argument your salaries are going up. But as David White said, the thing that he said that at least caught my attention was the only changes membership would be open to are ones that minimize risk and ensure players are properly recognized and compensated for true and fair share of value they created. So to your question, are they going to pay him for the agent? I think it's more than just that, right? I mean, you start talking about guaranteed salaries. You start talking about probably health care, for
totally.
That's probably the thing that if you want to convince them, those are the type of things you got to talk about.
Don't look into what the NFL did in healthcare years ago because they didn't have any for their players that were retired.
Here's the thing. If they're not all pulling the rope in the same direction, the owners are going to eat them alive again.
My brain wants to explode. It's not about the owners. It's not about the owners.
I'm just telling you what it is, dog.
I know that's the world we live in, and it drives me nuts all the time because they should realize that without a league to play, they don't make money. I'm not even going to bring the fans into this. They're willing just to sit there and watch their money go out the window because they don't want to give in to
you. And you're saying that what point are you making about the money going out the window?
If they're not playing, they're not making money.
That hasn't
TV contract.
That hasn't been something that's ever
I do understand
ever touched them. So why it's like I liken it to the this generation of kid, right? There ain't never really been any consequences because. And so then when the consequence actually happens, they're like, what the hell? This isn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
You say something smart and someone snatches you up. It's like, whoa, what are you doing? You can't just talk any kind of way to anybody.
I saw a kid at FanFest that was being a little pushy. And someone told him, hey, back up. And the kid just looked at him and was like, no. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. What is happening?
Different things going on here.
Yeah.
Different generation. All right, let's get ready for break. On the other side, Skraby has been just waiting for some Winter Olympic action. He's got the music available and ready. We'll talk Lindsey Vonn.
Oh, she's got a crazy story.
Who has made this tremendous run to get on this team only to have an ACL injury. We'll get into some of that. And the 19 Winter Olympic storylines. That
we're not going to go through 19. We're not going to go through 19.
That's why I was laughing. It's like 19 might be a bit much, but we're gonna give you some Winter Olympic.
My notes, I put the whole thing in there, and then I take everything out that I don't want.
Yeah.
So then the 19 stayed there, but we're not doing 19.
It's probably about 5 is what it actually turns out to be. But we'll get into it on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
From the first pitch of the
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
and
one.
The winner, Skraby, has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this.
The winners.
Yeah,
of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now, this is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
maybe.
Okay, all right.
Maybe. No, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay,
right, we doing
it. Here we go.
All right, let's
Adam's
do it.
ready. There, away he goes. He does have a full spoonful for those listening. On that.
I'm literally sweating watching him do this right now. That's a full spoon.
All right.
Sure.
That is a full
down
spoon.
the hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. Did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Skraby. Skraby, did you swallow that, Skraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
We're gonna see it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am. Are you?
No.
He's feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
He's all one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right,
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
it.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
now,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
Which way though? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But this
I must tell you, Tony, that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
did.
cashed
You said I
his
wouldn't be
check.
able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend.
Scraby,
I gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that tie,
the tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10, right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my God!
he's
He's
going
going another
more.
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow,
Delicious.
you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
to hold
doing
another
this to
spoon.
yourself.
No, because I don't want.
You don't want
Look at
Adam
him.
to say
He-
he
by
has
the way,
sweet sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug-
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Maybe
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah,
assistance.
want the milk, dude? It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Skraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
Yeah,
said
you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So,
all right.
so Skraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
there.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement unit.
and the X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
Want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Until one of you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
And
one.
the winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar of
here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
products.
both are winners if they
Hold
pass
on one
this.
second.
I hate to
Winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
no,
maybe.
this right here. I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All
it?
right, here we go.
All right, let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He
for
does.
those
This-
listening.
this
On
This
that.
is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right now.
spoon?
That's a full spoon. For
all right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Skraby.
4 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr. Can you freeze my can you lock my camera in?
Yes, let me.
I would like to be able to move. I was just kind of stuck in this corner like for the whole show so far.
These cameras are the best cameras, but the worst cameras at the same time because they have a mind of their own.
I see no best in these cameras. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're
I
very small. They're
I
easy
see
to
you
set up.
having to. Are they? Chris's goes off on his own tangent every day. Oh, we're blaming that on Chris?
Yes.
What about yours yesterday? You started the show. It was looking out the window.
Yeah, sometimes that does happen.
Yeah, I don't know if those would qualify as good cameras then.
I actually can't. I forgot I'm not connected to your camera, so we'll have to deal with that a little bit later.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that a little bit later.
NBA trade deadline. It's Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. The teams are active right now. A lot of movement happening today. Was it Nikola Vucevic? He goes to the Celtics. Celtics in return send Anthony Simmons to the Bulls, and a second-round pick for the Bulls. So, Elo gets another guard.
I'm sure he's over the moon about this.
I'm sure he is too. That's just one of many moves happening today in the NBA. The Pistons and Bulls and Timberwolves are part of a three-team trade. Jay Nivey, former Purdue standout, and old vet Mike Conley head to the Bulls. Kevin Huerter and Dario.
Who is that again?
Huerter. And Dario's Saric, I believe. Saric. He goes to the Pistons. Pistons also receive a 2026 first-round protected swap from Minnesota in the deal. With the deal, the Bulls and Pistons fulfill desires with a sharpshooter. That's Huerter. He's the long-range bomber going from the Bulls to the Pistons. Pistons and with Jay Nivey, they kind of got players, multiple players that are similar to him, so they end up moving off. He's a good player. I think he'll fit in, get a chance to blossom as a Bull.
I last remember him in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he was killing. He was definitely killing. And right now, it seems like James Harden will be swapped with Darius Garland in a Cleveland Clippers trade. That hasn't gone through yet, so we'll wait to see. Apparently, Draymond Green is being shopped around. I don't know how that.
Oh, the Warriors have been waiting for that to happen.
I don't know how this makes Draymond feel.
See, I read it as he was going to be making the trades because that's the only scenario I can envision Draymond talking trades with the Warriors. But where would he go? He's not that good anymore, right?
I don't know. I want to say he's not
serviceable for sure, but
I think he's more than serviceable. He's asked to do certain things for Golden State that probably going to be asked to do more. I don't know that there's any team that has a roster or does things the same as Golden State's kind of unique in that way.
They do, or they are. And I've been hearing from my friend who does a Warriors podcast up there, and people have forgotten about the championships already, Tony.
It's been a while. When's the last time they won?
In the last 5 years, right? I mean, come on.
Listen,
people are insane.
As a Laker fan, I get that kind of mindset.
That was a once in a lifetime run for the Warriors. Growing up, the Warriors were awful.
I know, but sometimes you could lose. You get so intoxicated by all that winning,
and all the new fans that just expect winning.
I tell you what, man, Golden State, you guys fans were unbearable during their run.
See, I wasn't as big of a basketball fan, but I did love the Warriors growing up. I went and watched Manu Bol.
Awful.
Chris Mullin.
And you just had to shut up too, because they were so good that it was like you couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, I didn't.
They were usually running.
Trash.
I mean, they were kicking the Lakers down like they stole something most of the time. It was all bad. All right, let's check some traffic. After we check traffic, Skraby gets to do the one thing that he really loves, and that is talk Winter Olympics.
Olympics in general, but yes, the winter variety.
All right, here we go.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Creative Repipe. Got a few stalled vehicles here, southbound side of the 805 before Nobel. This vehicle is partially in the slow lane. Northbound side of the 805 before Mesa College, stalled pickup truck with a car hauler that's partially blocking the slow lane. And I'm going to find a stall in the East County, eastbound 8 before Greenfield Drive. That's got the slow lane blocked. Don't wait until that water leak in your home becomes a flood. Call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Free estimates with financing available. Visit creativerepipe.com. That's creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
You wouldn't expect it, Tony, but I absolutely love the Olympics.
You don't say.
This is one of those things that you would expect me not to care at all about the Olympics. But for whatever reason, I love it. And I watch every edition. Summer, winter, doesn't matter. I don't think you're as big of an Olympic person as me, but you will watch it.
I like the Olympics.
Which one, summer or winter?
Honestly, it just depends on which ones I'm home for. And I watch
that means the winter. That means the winter Olympics.
Well, no, not home in terms of
like in your house.
Yes, like in my house.
Gotcha.
And we get so many different. A lot of times the Winter Olympics are in places where when it's like nighttime here, it's daytime there.
I think the last one was in Beijing.
Yeah, so like I missed a lot of it. Like I might catch a little bit of it as I'm going to bed at like 11. At least the Beijing ones.
Yeah,
I catch the summer ones a lot more usually.
That's interesting because you're doing Padres and stuff, but they are on all the time in the summer.
During the summer, I mean, winter, it's like you got like at least the last one, it'd be like 11:30. It's like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
This is
or early in the morning.
This is perfect for Chris because he gets it's all tape delayed.
These are his hours.
So he's watching it later. But this year, it's going to be in Italy, in Milan, Italy. Chris just texted us.
You want to read that?
Yes, I'm sure Skraby is tracking us, and I already knew that you guys landed 20 minutes late. We'll keep you up to date. So he's on his way. He's on his way.
He's in panic mode.
He always is. This is why he can't give us times. Every time. We're like, don't sign yourself up for that. Why don't we just say when you get there? No, I'll be there at 4. Okay. Here's some of the things that are happening at the Olympics I think we should pay attention to. Let's start with Lindsey Vonn. So Lindsey Vonn is 41 years old. She has been a part of the skiing world forever. She's been good forever. Well, she finally made her way back to the Olympics at the age of 41. Great story. Unfortunately, last week she crashed and she hurt her knee really bad. No one really know how bad, but she fully ruptured her ACL, according to her. She is still going to ski, or at least attempt to ski, in this Olympics.
Remember, if I'm not mistaken, Lindsey Vonn retired.
I believe so, yes. Because she's been hurt. She's had some injuries.
She had a whole bunch of injuries. And so she worked her tail off to get back. She's qualifies. And then I think in the maybe warm-up kind of.
It was like a practice. Yeah. Crash, big time. And she was airlifted. She had to be.
We didn't know the extent of it until she kind of announced it herself. But yeah, man, listen, I have a family friend tore her ACL and was adamant about skiing again with the torn ACL not actually repaired. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, there's no way you're going to be able to do that. Now, this isn't a Olympic skier, but just to think of the whole body, like the knee is so unstable without an ACL.
I don't know how she's going to do this.
This is going to be interesting.
She said she's going to wear a brace.
It could be that she recognizes this is her last hurrah and she's not going to get another opportunity for 4 years from now.
She'll be 45.
Yeah. Like, so I think this might be one of those decisions. Listen, ACL, no ACL, we doing this.
Yeah. I hope.
Kind of scary.
It is very scary. I hope that nothing worse happens to her. But yeah, she's going to be skiing. Also, Michaela Schifrin, you know that name?
Of course.
Michaela Schifrin, they call her the GOAT of skiing. She was big in
the last Winter Olympics.
Yeah, she was big because she didn't win as many golds as she wanted to, but she is now narrowing her focus a little bit.
She was doing a bunch of different things.
She was doing downhill. She was doing slalom, but this time she's only going to do the slalom and giant slalom, which are her best events, so she's not all over the place. There's a figure skater, a 21-year-old figure skater with the nickname, Tony, the Quad God. And it has nothing to do with quadriceps. He's the only person in history to land a quad axle, which is 4.5 rotations.
What's his name? The Quad God?
The Quad God. Ilya Malinin.
I think we might have
He's the heavy favorite for gold.
If I'm Saquon, I'm looking to get that one.
Oh, Quad God? Oh, yeah.
For actual quads, not 4 times around.
I mean, that's pretty good. 4.5 rotations?
That's crazy.
I don't understand how they do it. Remember when Sam said that he wanted to be a figure skater? We think that Sam could do 4.5?
But yes, I remember. Absolutely. He couldn't do 1.
Maria says, Quad God. Love that guy.
What a great nickname.
It is a great nickname.
Oh, my God. The Quad God's coming.
Shh. The Quad God is here. And then Jordan Stoltz. One of my favorite events is speed skating.
Oh, yeah.
21-year-old phenom from Wisconsin, according to the article, quote, is doing things that shouldn't be physically possible. So that's some high praise.
This is the biggest stage here. Perfect time to show it off.
Yeah, he's going for gold in 3 different distances, 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 1,500 meters. I really like short track speed skating because that is like roller derby.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, they get to getting behind each other, trying to cut the wind a little bit, scary, man.
It is very scary. And then they got, skates on. And when they fall, it comes dangerously close to people. This time, NHL players are going to be playing in the Olympics. If you remember, the NHL did not want to send their players over for the Olympics last time, but for the first time since 2014, NHL players are going to be playing in the Olympics. I feel like we are in for a big discussion about baseball.
Well, it sounds like the baseball players want it to happen.
But how? It's a middle of the summer type of thing.
I think it was The Athletic had an article during the summer about how it would actually work or how they could make it work. There does seem to be some space, if I remember the article correctly, where they could pull it off. But it would take some cooperation from Major League Baseball and kind of maximizing the All-Star break schedule, because I believe the games fall into that same type of time frame.
So like mid-July.
Yes. So if I'm not mistaken, there's ways to make it happen, but it would take some coordination. Given all the other problems Major League Baseball has,
this is not
going to be something that will be at the forefront.
They have to play first before they can play in the Olympics.
Because that's Olympics is 28.
28, yeah.
I mean, it's right when those all those TV deals come up for redoing.
I'm not looking forward to this next CBA thing. Chloe Kim, snowboarder.
Also
better half. I don't think she's married to Myles Garrett, but they're definitely together.
Yeah.
She actually hurt herself. She's going for a three-peat, but she suffered a torn labrum in January just a couple weeks ago, and she has been cleared to compete, but she's going to be doing this with a torn labrum. I don't know how much a labrum helps. I'm being honest, on a half pipe. I'm sure there's some sort of like.
Did you see the fall?
Yes, it was
pretty bad.
It looked hard.
She drove her shoulder. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy crash per se, but
no, she jammed right there.
You could see.
And a half pipe is ice.
Yeah, it's not snow. Yeah,
and the walls of the half pipe are very hard.
Yeah,
it's ice for sure. Here's some of the two opening ceremony flag bearers. I had a major issue with LeBron being the flag bearer for the last Summer Olympics. Major issue.
Why?
Because LeBron already has so many accolades. Let the guy who is a badminton champion be the flag bearer.
What if no badminton champion wanted to?
Didn't want to?
Yeah.
Then that's fine. Go get the ballroom dancer.
You just feel like it should be somebody who doesn't have the
It should be someone who is
that's fair.
Not a multi-billionaire. But Aaron Jackson of speed skating is going to be doing one of the flag bearers. Frank Del Duca is a bobsledder, and he is going to be a part of that. I have one more thing that I think is very interesting for you, Tony. The
this music
curling
in the background is fantastic.
I love this.
Speaking of curling, did you see? It's not Travis. What's his brother's name?
Jason.
Jason. You see his wife was out there working on some curling.
Did he make some joke or something?
No, she was. She was out there. She actually looked like she knew what she was doing. Then she lost the.
Oh, there's a curling center somewhere around here.
I saw that. Yeah,
I think it might be in Escondido or up in North County area. I kind of want to try curling. I don't know how good I would be at it.
I think I would be terrible, but I kind of want to try it too. That's something I would do.
Well, anyway, for the first time in 20 years, the U.S. is not going to be represented by curling legend John Schuster. So he has aged himself out, and now they have
You can age yourself out of curling.
I didn't know that, but apparently so. But now they're calling at the Olympic trials. His team was actually defeated by quote unquote the Gen Z curlers.
Oh, of course, they're taking over.
The Gen Z curlers are taking over. But those are some of the biggest things about the Olympics. Oh, I forgot one. It's actually a really great one, Tony. There's a new sport. I talked about it last night. It's called, where did it go? It's ski engineering, I believe. Have you heard of this? Ski engineering, Tony. Are you still with me, Tony?
Yes, I'm listening. Sorry.
Where did it go?
I felt bad. I was trying to get Jason's wife's name. It's Kylie.
Kylie, yes. I can't find the actual article, but anyway, there's this it's called Skimo, ski engineering. It's something they've been doing in the mountains forever, but it's a 3.5 minute race where you have to go up a hill on skis. Then you got to take your skis off, put them on your back. You got to climb up these stairs. Then you got to like put your skis back on and climb up some more hills. And then you got to do something else. And then you go down the hill, and it's just this like crazy sprint to the finish.
So basically, you building up the anticipation to go back down the hill where you're probably going full tilt to try to win.
Yes, and there's got to be some crashes and things like that. I will be paying attention to Skimo.
I don't know if that's my my event right there. What's it called? Skimo?
Ski engineering, but yeah, they call it Skimo.
Yeah,
it's the first time for that.
Bobsledding.
We got our bobsled team.
It's still
the Wanderers.
What's you got bobsled, but what's
Skeleton.
the one? Oh.
Luge.
Is that the single one where
the luge is on the back, the skeleton's on your stomach?
Skeleton's nuts.
I would never do the skeleton. Are you kidding me? The skeleton is like a concussion and broken everything waiting to happen. I think they have double skeleton now.
Where there's two people at the same time, both?
Yeah.
What? How does that work?
I don't know. I think you just lay on top of the other person and hold on tight. They're going like 80 miles an hour.
Making that up.
I am, but they're going like 80 miles an hour.
I was about to say, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
One other thing. See, I knew too much about the Olympics, but for the first time ever, women ski jumpers are going to get to do the big ski jump. They have never been doing the big ski jump. So men ski jumpers have been doing it, but they're going to be doing both of the sizes of ski jump. Also learn massive controversy in the ski jumping world over the fabric in the crotch area of certain ski suits.
Please tell me why this is important.
It creates more lift. You are not allowed to have you have to have a certain amount of fabric. Your suits have to conform to the rules. And apparently they found that some guys were putting more fabric in their crotch area so that it would give them a little bit more lift. And they were
you making this up?
No, this is true. This is true. I read this last night that they were doing they were like investigating the suits because there was too much fabric on their crotch. I swear to you. I swear to you. I mean, people will do anything to get ahead.
I think we've if you've paid attention to sports, you kind of know that already. Like,
even put a bunch of fabric
at this level where you get a gold at the end. I think people are probably willing to push the envelope.
I'm gonna Google crotch fabric ski jumping.
Why? You already know it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a scandal in Norway. There we go.
Ah, the Norways.
I mean, Norwegians think it's Norwegians.
The Norwegians are cheating a little bit.
Yeah, they are. It led to apparently suspensions, and it's a big deal. Big deal in the ski jumping world, Tony. You would never get that anywhere else in San Diego on the radio.
No,
that is for sure.
I can guarantee that. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, what was supposed to be Chris versus fans is now Gwynn versus fans. So
yes.
I would suggest you fill up those phone lines because you got an even better chance to win now. 833-288-0973. Plus, what else we got beyond that? I think we start delving into Giants hire. John Harbaugh continues to put his staff together. Matt Ryan also not guaranteeing that Penix gets to keep his job.
Smart on his part.
Maybe. More Gwynn Chris on the side.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response. Yeah. Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
Time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, It paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like,
I'm just
ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The two cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to that and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get you know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mason Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
yeah, well, you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even
running
under
the light.
These circumstances. Well, I think,
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you are right, and the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
then nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Halfway through.
Still waiting on Ello. 20, 30 minutes behind. Maybe we see him, maybe we don't. Watching this flag football, these girls are getting after it.
The quarterback is quick.
By the way, the quarterback is going on scholarship to play softball somewhere. I saw them post that up
a
few minutes ago. Yeah, so she's her, as they like to say.
Wait, is this the Pro Bowl? We're watching young women flag football because they're trying to start that league, but I'm not sure if
flag football is growing really fast. I mean, there's already some colleges that are scholarshiping, it's a sport in some of these schools. Yes.
Where was this when I was?
Well, there was
in
a lot
college.
of stuff. I mean, come on, man. No, you can't.
I would have totally made the flag football team.
Yeah.
Oh,
would you have?
Yeah.
What position you would have played?
Tight end.
Tight end.
I'm a really good tight end.
You got hands?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you don't have to block much in flag.
No, you don't have to block at all.
Right.
But I do have hands. I'm pretty good at that.
So you can shoot and you have hands.
Yep.
I don't see you as a type with hands.
I can.
You can? I mean, everybody can.
I think we should throw around a football one day.
You can catch.
Oh yeah.
Can you throw? Your shoulder's a little.
I can throw, but it's not great. There's no. I was never going to be a pitcher or a quarterback. My arm's never been that good.
Oh, I see.
It's a CIF sanctioned sport in San Diego.
Yes, it's a real deal, man. Like it's headed that direction. There's going to be, at the very least, club teams at the collegiate level. At the very least, there's already. I'm pretty sure there's already it's happening.
I don't know that there's an appetite for professional flag football.
I didn't say nothing about professional. I'm just saying there's a collegiate element seemingly on the way in that sport.
Jocelyn, who's one of our great listeners, says, my 10-year-old daughter plays FNL. I guess that's the league. Mm-hmm. She's a beast of a quarterback.
Telling you,
also a catcher for softball. I think it goes hand in hand.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no, you see in this sport, particularly here in San Diego, that's the one way I can speak on. It's blowing up. Girls is not playing either.
Wow. I am shocked by this. Because when I was a kid and you were a kid, flag football was the wimpy thing to do. If you played flag football, you were a wimp.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. But boy, how stupid we
Did I just do a back in my day?
You should hit that button. If I could turn, I mean, because that's like 20-something years. Yeah. You and me are both eligible for that button. You've hit it on me once.
I have.
You've never hit it for yourself, but I'm glad you did.
Man, that is hard to take. I'm starting to become a real true old man.
40 is how far is 40 away from you? Are you already there?
I'm 40, yes.
Oh.
I'm going to be 41 in May. Oh. Where is the time gone?
Anyway. By the wayside.
Yeah, I guess so. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself, now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Gwynn versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We actually have a really, really great prize for everyone that you can qualify for, and it will be qualified this week. You will be qualified for a chance to win this week's grand prize, which is a pair of tickets to Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium on September 2nd. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Another Snapdragon Stadium event, Tony, with big names involved. So we got the Olympics, we got Guns N' Roses, we got everything going on.
Yeah.
The rules for Chris versus the Fans or Gwynn versus the Fans, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question is going to get more difficult as you go along. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Tony gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Tony gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that first question for free today. Someone asked me at FanFest, why do we do playa? And it just randomly started one day and carried on. Was it you?
I feel like I started it.
I will give you that because I don't remember starting it. I'm not cool.
I think I did it, and then you guys kind of jumped, which was cool. I didn't think you guys would jump up.
Playa! And then it's just now people are yelling playa at me as they walk by. I love it.
That's great.
All right, let's get to our first contestant. We shall go to. I think this is our guy Tyler. Is this our guy Tyler?
What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Tyler. How are you, my friend?
Doing well.
All right.
Awesome.
Tyler's a good player, Tyler, so watch out.
I told you. Excellent chance to win today.
If a kickoff results in a touchback, what yard line does the ball go to?
Oh, you guys were just talking about this. I think it's the 35 now.
Correct. I love it in Madden when someone doesn't know that if they kick it out of bounds, it's on the 35-yard line, so they try to kick it through the end zone. I'm like, thank you. All right, question number 2. Which Toronto Blue Jays rookie set a World Series record by striking out 12 batters in Game 5?
Oh, that would be Trey Savage.
Wow. I wouldn't have gotten the first name. Definitely remembered you Savage because it's such a good name.
I had it because his first name's the same as my son. So I would have I had Trey Savage.
Nice. All right, here we go. Got to delete the buzzard question from our list. Tyler, you're just cruising through this. This one I think is difficult, though. Bill Belichick played college football at what college?
Really?
Yeah.
This is gonna purely be a guess. I have no idea. He strikes me as an Ohio State guy. I don't know.
An Ohio State guy. Stay there.
I know it's a small school.
Yeah,
I just don't know what it is. I've heard the story. It comes from like a school you never heard of. But fortunately for you, Tyler, I have no idea what school that is.
You have no idea.
I just know that he comes from a small school.
All right, Tyler, you are the winner. Stay right there, sir.
Are you gonna give us the answer?
Oh, yes, Wesleyan.
Yeah, see.
Wesleyan.
No
is
idea.
where Bill Belichick.
Where's
played college
Wesleyan?
football.
Do we know?
I believe it's near Eastleyan. It looks like it's in Connecticut.
Sure, you're an idiot.
Eastleyan. It's in Connecticut. Wow, Tyler, that was good stuff. Good job.
Tyler won last time he came on here too, didn't he?
Tyler always wins. Okay. He beat me in Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show like 6-7 months ago,
Well,
too.
I mean, let's be real.
Don't even start. The champ is here. I have won back-to-back, and apparently Chris just ended the game because we haven't played since.
Well, I think he's been gone on those days.
Oh, yes,
that
yes.
we're supposed to play. So
Yes.
there's that. We got some time here.
Well,
Since
Chris texted us.
what did Chris say?
Oh, let's talk about this. So he texted us, leaving bus to hotel, ... Google Maps says hotel 9 minutes away, ... Remember the other day when he all of a sudden goes, I discovered Google Maps. And we're like, you discovered it?
Oh, yes.
He was like, yeah,
I actually put in the place that we're going.
yeah.
So we can see how much time we have.
Yeah, when I'm on the bus, I just follow the route on my phone and I know exactly where we are.
I tried not to make too big a deal of that because I know sometimes it feels he feels like we're ganging up on him on that particular type of thing. But I did find that to be hilarious. He said, I discovered Google Maps.
Yes,
like it was like a new thing.
And he's like, if you guys use it, I'm like, yes, Chris. I use it almost every day.
Like it doesn't have to just be Google Maps. You could use the maps on your iPhone. I mean, either way, you could kind of get an estimation on what time you're going to be.
I mean,
there.
I don't mind the actual move that he's making because I do the same thing. If I'm on a bus, I'll check and see how far away we are. But I'm not going to be like
traffic or anything.
Yeah,
those
like
things. Yeah,
like,
for
and I
sure.
understand he needs an ETA to tell us and everything, but the whole
He said discovered. That was the thing
I discovered Google Maps like in some long lost app that we never have used before.
No, it hadn't been discovered yet.
But he's
like,
9 minutes away apparently.
All right, that's
So.
good. We're working our way there. The other big trade that in the NBA today included the Memphis Grizzlies and the Utah Jazz 8-player deal. It sends the biggest piece in this deal is Memphis big man Jared Jackson Jr. What they call him, J3 or something like something.
Oh yeah, it is J. It's JJ
Triple J. He's going from Memphis to Utah as Memphis looks like they're cleaning house. John Morant apparently being shopped. They still have the 2 days to possibly get that done. Memphis will receive 3 first-round picks from the Utah Jazz. Now, Utah Jazz president of basketball operations is none other than Danny Ainge. If you remember Danny Ainge, what he used to do in Celtic when he was a Celtic, would compile all these first-round picks, have a ton of them, and then use them to get different pieces. So he gets one piece here in Jared Jackson. The Jazz will also acquire center Jock Landale, have no idea who he is. John Contra, who no idea who he is, and Vince Williams Jr. in the deal. So it sounds like just picks really going from the Jazz to the Memphis Grizzlies as they start their rebuild.
I can't even imagine how hard it would be to come to a trade with one team, let alone 3 teams, on what everybody needs and what everybody wants.
Right, because one person unhappy, they're like, I'm not doing it, I'm out.
Yeah. Then it just collapses everything else.
Yeah. So expect a lot more of that as we get closer and closer to the deadline. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. As we sit here live from the Bill House Studios, We know how.
Yes, we know
you
how.
know how. We know how.
We know how.
We'll get to break. Little traffic on the other side. Where we going, Skraby?
Oh, we have. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but Falcons president Matt Ryan did something that I think is very smart.
Yeah, he did not commit to Penix Jr. Matt Nagy gets a new job in the NFL. We'll talk about it all on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
From the
Chris Allo countdown continues as he makes his way, the 9-minute bus ride, still traveling.
Let's see.
You can't track that.
No, but he said 9 minutes, which was
is he sharing his
12 minutes ago.
Okay.
So he should be there.
Probably going up to his room. He got to get settled in. He's got bags.
Yeah, he probably has a sandwich that he needs to eat or something.
Chris not afraid to go hungry to get on the show.
That is true.
He's not.
That is true. I'm
me,
not afraid.
On the other hand, I'm afraid to go on the show without
Tony
eating.
comes prepared.
Yes, I snack too much.
Did you see we got a new vending something in the?
Why did you tell me that?
We did.
I know, but I don't need to know that.
Oh, well, it's only drinks.
Oh, okay. Well,
and it looks like the machine was built in 1962. So pretty sure it only takes
a nice new one in here for a second.
Pretty sure it only takes coins. Yeah, we did have a nice new one, but I guess we didn't have enough employees to because it had fresh food in there, it had sandwiches, it had things that go bad, and so we didn't have enough employees to eat it all the time. But anyway, we got a new vending machine, Tony. It's like one of those vending machines or soda machines from a gym, you know what I'm talking about?
You can give an elbow and you get
that, and they have the little thing over the bottom so that you can't stick your arm up. It has the guard. You have to stick your arm,
straight
down.
Out of 1975.
Yes. All right, we're getting the play-by-play from Chris. He just texted pulling up to the hotel. So,
man, so the bus ride took a little longer. Just pulling up to the hotel.
I'm gonna have to ask him to account for those 3 minutes.
I'm gonna ask you not to do it today. Let him, he get a little snappy at you sometimes, dog.
Sometimes
when it's been traveling, it's been a long day.
It's an hour and a half flight.
It's traveling though. It does something to you.
He also has to. We're just pulling the curtain back now, but he also has to hook up his VIA unit for the first time.
Yes, the unit that I use all year.
Yeah,
it's his first opportunity with it.
And it didn't
should
go well
actually
yesterday.
Make things easier for him.
It should, but it didn't go well yesterday because he tried to connect the VIA to the internet without actually connecting the internet.
I had
to the VIA.
I had to kind of walk him through.
You're
it
like, Chris, you have to plug this in.
Plug that. I think he's going to do well.
I think so too.
Well.
Really, you can't mess this up.
No, you can't. Let's not get it twisted. You can.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. I think he's got it under control. All right. NFL. Let's start with the I guess more juicy news. That is that new president of football operations, Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons, is not committing to Michael Penix Jr. Remember, he was the first round pick that the Falcons signed right after. Was it making a trade or for signing Cousins?
No, they signed Cousins, and then they drafted Penix.
Yeah. And of course, all that did was put a whole bunch of pressure on Cousins, who had a really bad start. Actually got off to a good start, and then it went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Lost his job. Penix started this season as the starting quarterback. He eventually would get hurt, tear his ACL, so he's not slated back at least for a little bit. Kirk Cousins is right now is your number one QB, and Matt Ryan is saying, "Hey, I'm gonna need to see more from Michael Penix." Now, to be fair, he only really had one season. He had the last
half
few
of
weeks, last 5 or 6 weeks of his rookie season, and then he had until he got hurt this season. So he hadn't had a ton of time to really prove his worth, and that's why missing this kind of time is probably not beneficial if you're on the clock with a new president of football operations, and one that, by the way, kind of did a good job as the quarterback there.
Oh, you mean the 15-year vet?
Yeah,
that
what they call him, Matty Ice.
Matty Ice, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Play
that
off
nickname.
of Natty Ice.
No, I don't agree with it because
you don't think he was ice cold.
He never won a Super Bowl.
Do you have to have a?
He was up 28-3. It's not his fault.
Do you
totally.
have to have a Super Bowl in order to have a nickname?
No, you're right. You're right. I was a little too harsh on that. I apologize. I'm going to take that away, Mr. Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan is doing the right thing here because he doesn't want to commit to anything, and then next year everybody's like, "Hey, you already committed to him, but he's not very good. So what's gonna happen?" Matt Ryan knows that he's probably looking for a new quarterback, and these new rookie deals that they have, contracts, they have to figure out if they're going to go forward with you. by year 3.
I think it's the right thing to do too. I think it's the responsible thing to do. It's not now. I'm assuming he is doing this with an open mind. Like he's not already saying that Michael Penix Jr. can't be. He's just saying I'm not committing to him full time. I need to see more.
Yeah.
And listen, on his watch, I think it gives him some credibility. If Michael Penix earns his job, so be it. If it turns out Matt Ryan is correct in being hesitant to commit to him, also great. So I think it's the right move for Matt Ryan.
He said, I think as we start to get into this process and dive deeper into the roster, how it currently stands, where it's going in the future, I think those are all conversations that'll be a part of it. Quarterback's obviously very important, and we're excited about Mike and what he's been doing with his rehab. I've been up to the facility the last 3 weeks, and he's talking about Michael Penix Jr. It just sounds like
the previous part is he made clear that it's ultimately not going to be his decision. As he said, neither of us, I don't know who he was sitting next to at the press conference.
I don't know if he was sitting next to him, but he's talking about Stefanski.
Okay.
The head coach.
He said neither of us are the head coach of the football team. That's Stefanski, who he's talking about.
Yeah.
But whoever he's talking about sitting next to him isn't Stefanski, obviously, because Stefanski is the head coach of the team. But the point is, he seems like, although he's going to have a lot of input, ultimately it's going to boil down to Stefanski and his decision making. And listen, it makes sense. Stefanski just came from a place where he may not have been in charge of all the decisions made. You know, whether it was drafting Shador, whether it was bringing Deshaun Watson in, like he hasn't necessarily been the one that has made those decisions. You wonder, as he took the job with Atlanta, did he ask for a little more control in terms of personnel and how that was going to work?
Yeah, and I think the Falcons are just, their owner really cares, but I think he makes some dumb moves. And I don't know that he is doing anything beneficial for the team
now,
outside of
Matt Ryan will go on
putting together a good team.
Matt Ryan will go on to say quarterback's obviously very important, and we're excited about Mike and what he's doing during his rehab. I've been up to the facility the last 3 weeks, and Michael has been there attacking that, and he's in a good space right now. So we're excited about where he is, but certainly a lot of discussion around the entire roster. I think that's really what should be said.
They're gonna have to start from, as a new president of football operations, you're gonna have to start from scratch.
I just think it gives him credibility that he's answering like that. Now, other news: Matt Nagy, one of Chris's favorite coordinators.
Yeah.
He'll be joining John Harbaugh,
which is interesting because he's making a lateral move, but because he's going from offensive coordinator.
I think the Chiefs. Well, the Chiefs said he wasn't going laterally. He got fired from Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken, because Eric Bieniemy is the now offensive coordinator
because Nagy was leaving. Because I read an article last week.
It sounded like they were parting. It was a mutual part of ways.
It was mutual parting of the ways, as in we understood that after this year he may go do something else.
The Chiefs understood that?
Yes. So him and Andy Reid had a conversation because Andy Reid was asked about it, and he said, I already knew that he was going to, look for another place to go, and I'm fine with that. So
why would he want to do that?
I don't know. Maybe there's not enough fulfillment in what he's doing with the Chiefs.
It is more with the Giants?
Maybe he's going to have more of a decision-making control.
Well, listen, I will say this. Maybe being up under maybe one of the more innovative offensive minds in Andy Reid may not be all that fun, having him look over your shoulder in second, especially the way the offense performed this year.
Yeah.
They are going back to Old Faithful and Eric Bieniemy, who had a ton of success there. Hasn't had as much since leaving the Chiefs. So it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of get that together. John Harbaugh, who is not an offensive mind guy, he came up as a special teams coach. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's going to give Nagy a little bit more.
You also have some good
freedom.
Guys to work with. Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterbo. Yeah. You got a good enough offense.
Not bad at all. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, Big Five in line. Skraby, what's your biggest topic in the Big Five?
I would have to say the biggest topic is going to be.
He doesn't know. Let's get to break. He'll figure it out on the other side. More Gwynn Chris.
The Mountain West.
think Chris Ello is. You can hear him. Sounds like he's hitting a bong right now. Did you?
Chris, I mean, last week it was Denver. This week it's Phoenix.
You're getting it hype wherever you are.
Have marijuana will travel, guys.
I'm going to need you to turn down your volume because we didn't get a chance to test.
Oh, there it is. You got it.
Now, that's
too low.
Way too low. You got to put it in like the middle.
Oh,
there you go.
I can deal with this. I can deal with this.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. We'd made it by hook or by crook. It was a jam-packed flight, which was a world record time in terms of time to board the plane. People were just lollygagging getting on. But I'm here.
First of all, we're happy to have you, man. We were,
of course,
concerned.
I did see that while I was gone, the Bulls traded half their roster.
They did.
So,
they did.
Yeah.
You did get Jaden Ivey, though. I feel good about that.
I saw that.
That's
I didn't quite understand why they would part with him, but okay.
Yeah. You gave up your big man, though.
Yeah. Vooks, what is he, in his 17th year?
Has he been in the league that long?
I'm not kidding you. That guy's had a hell of a good career, actually. Yeah. He's just never played for a good team.
He's playing for one now. Celtics.
Oh, yeah, right. He's with the Celtics, and I think they're going to like that. I don't even remember him at USC. Do you, Tony? I mean, it was a long time ago.
I would not have guessed that he went to USC at all.
Yeah, he went, and I think he was in the class before DeRozan. That's how long ago it was. So, anyway.
Is that like OJ Mayo time then? Is that too far back?
I'm going to go way back. I'm going to say Paul Westphal time.
Oh,
no, that was the 60s.
It's a little too long. I'm pretty sure.
That was too long ago.
Skraby's getting ready to take us to the Big Five. Shall we check some traffic first, Scrape? Let's check some traffic and then off to the Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We saw this crash on eastbound 52 just before Kearney Willow Road. It's in the center divide, and a collision southbound 15 just before Arrow Drive. It's over to the right shoulder. Heads up, San Diego. The next long weekend is coming up. Get road ready now. Valvoline Instant Oil Change gets you in and out fast. No appointment needed. Real pros check lights, fluids, and tires with any oil change. Locations and coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, the Pro Bowl almost underway. I know Chris is dying to see the Pro Bowl.
Wait, what channel is that on? I just got into the hotel.
It's going to be on
that on the
ESPN, I believe. So
let me stop everything and see what's going on there.
Earlier, Chris, we were watching a flag football game, and these girls were very good. They were very good. So they're trying to get the flag
football
team. At least
you're moving up in the world, Skraby. You've gone from the stupid Tiger Woods golf league to real flag football. So that's something.
That's right. Tony, they're canceling Tiger Woods' golf league for this. That is ridiculous.
Oh, they are? I thought they were. I thought when you said canceling, I was hoping forever they would.
That might be the only thing I disagree with, right, in terms of these two things to watch.
Okay. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Number 5.
All right, 6 cities. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but Chris, you're new to the conversation. 6 cities across the United States have been named as hosts of soccer games at the 2028 LA Olympics. Group stage games will go to New York City, Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, plus San Diego and San Jose in California. Organizers of the next summer games said today Chief Executive Reynold Hoover told International Olympic Committee members the games would be played in, quote, premier existing Major League Soccer stadiums. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena is going to host knockout and medal games for the Olympics. So I'll just start with you, Chris, since you're new to the conversation. How big of a deal is this for San Diego?
That the Olympic Games are here?
That they're going to have some games here, yes.
Yeah. I don't like to be negative when something good is happening to our city, but I'm going to be just, me. I'm going to be a little negative. I don't care about the Olympic soccer tournament. And I don't think a lot of people do. Isn't that mean? It's mean. Is that mean to say? I feel like everybody cares about the World Cup, right? That's coming up. And now you're going to have the excitement of the World Cup. And then all these teams are going to kind of half-heartedly go and try to win the Olympics too. That's my feeling. Sorry if I'm being too mean to soccer people.
You are raining on my parade because I think
on your parade, your parade in particular.
Well, I was saying earlier, this is nice. I mean, we're getting a world-class event, Chris. You've been asking for world-class events.
I know. I should be a little more fired up about it. That's me. I'm giving you my honest opinion. People want me to be straight up, and then if I'm negative, they think I'm too negative. So what can I tell you?
It's true.
Let Tony say. He's the soccer guy anyway. He knows better than me.
Tony, how big of a deal is this for San Diego?
I think it's a big deal for San Diego.
Thank you, Tony.
In part because the women's side always, in terms of a U.S. national team, has always been the bigger draw. And ideally, you'll be getting a semifinal, women's soccer tournament here with the U.S. national team coming. I mean, that's the likes of Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith. There's just tons of young talent that, typically garners a lot of attention. So, listen, I think although the World Cup is certainly the deal, none of those games are being played here in San Diego. So there's going to be a lot of people who don't get a chance to go to those World Cup games. So this could be your opportunity to do it. And I think, in terms of that, I think it will be a success. Only time will tell. I mean, 28 will be here before we know it. And we'll see if we're all dealing with crazy amount of traffic because those games are filled up. We'll find out.
It's very true. Equestrian events are also being held in Temecula. So
I don't know if I'm going
the first time I remember the LA Olympics of '84. They had them in Fairbanks Ranch. It was a big deal.
Really?
We read that earlier.
Oh my goodness, I was not paying attention.
Number 4.
And I'm ready to. Sorry, Skraby, but I'm actually ready to be on the screen. If you can believe it, I have put this all together.
My boy
in
got it
down.
Fashion.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
A little dark, but I'm on. I'm a little dark there, but I'm on. Let me get a little light on the subject.
This is incredible.
Get a little light on the subject.
This is incredible.
I'll improve on it as I go. But
all right,
that was like
I'm not
7
seeing
minutes
it on my
for the whole
screen.
thing.
You seen it on your screen?
Yeah.
I don't see. Oh, there he is.
I am
Hi,
very
Tony.
impressed.
Hey.
I am very impressed. I gotta say, I
Nice work,
expected
Chris.
some stress. I expected.
He expected the worst out of you, Chris. I'm glad I'm glad you disappointed him.
I am too, but he's not wrong. I kind of expected the worst out of me too. It just so happened that it's worked so far.
And you sound amazing. We found our new setup.
Tie line,
baby.
Good. Okay.
Number 4.
All right. Not a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans have a good feeling deep down inside about the stunning firing of general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Mina Kimes actually had a pretty good quote on it. She said, quote, "Yeah, I'm surprised. Not surprised by the decision, but surprised by the timing. That's what's shocking here, right? Because the Viking season ended weeks ago. They had their meetings back then, sent him to the Senior Bowl, apparently. The timing makes me think this is reactive to Sam Darnold being in the Super Bowl. It's hard not to feel that way," end quote. Tony, was Adolfo-Mensah's firing a reaction to Sam Darnold being in the Super Bowl?
The timing is a bit suspicious.
Very suspicious.
This wasn't a team that was like on the cusp of making the playoffs either. Their season was done long before they got to the playoffs.
You think they would have known. They would have known, you think.
Yeah, and so it does seem like, indeed, this may be kind of a reaction. You sent them to the Senior Bowl, for crying out loud. Like, you sent them to go scout more players. And then Sam Darnold said, hold my beer, and got to the Super Bowl, and now you fire your GM. I don't know if that's the actual reason, but it's plausible based on this timing.
I can't believe my best friend, Kevin O'Connell, would allow this to happen.
I don't know that Kevin was in on this one.
Well, maybe he asked for it to happen.
That's
Maybe
true.
he had a choice of him or the GM. So maybe he...
That's true.
I mean, he coached Sam Darnold to a playoff loss last year, whereas it's been different this year. Has he spoken on this, Kevin?
No,
I'm sure
I
he's
haven't
had
seen
to tread
anything.
lightly if he has.
I haven't seen anything yet, but
I don't
also
expect him
haven't
to be speaking on it either.
Yeah, I also haven't been looking.
I know Brian Flores said he was a little definitely taken by surprise. So it's hard to, this is why a lot of owners aren't good.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, isn't it? I mean, how many? Yeah, they're just not. The Vikings haven't ever won anything. I mean, going all the way back, the Vikings haven't won anything, but owners get in the way. And that's why teams, I think a lot of times don't get where they can go.
It's a good point.
So
I don't think he deserved to be fired. He put together some pretty good teams. It's just J.J. McCarthy didn't work out. So
I mean, listen, if that is indeed the reason, right, that he chose the draft pick over the free agent, fine. But you would think that decision would have already come to him. It wouldn't have waited till this deep into the offseason.
I have a feeling there was some like higher level guidance for not going and paying Sam Darnold.
I agree. Don't you think it was probably the owner's fault for not re-signing him, and now he's trying to lay it down on the GM?
Yeah.
You would think.
Are we going to talk about the Buffalo GM and some of his comments, or did you guys get to those earlier?
We didn't see it. Didn't come across us until we were in mid-show, and I don't think Skraby or
I just saw him MFing everybody who was critical of him. I'm like, wow, dude, you better
win.
He was upset.
Let me find this.
That's what he was saying, basically, Skrabe. He was really upset that people were critical of him, and I'm like, okay, but that's fine, but you better produce now.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about this in the next hour.
Sorry.
Number 3.
But anything to disparage the Bills GM right now. The Mountain West Conference has secured new media rights deal through the 2031-32 season with CBS Sports, Fox Sports, and have you guys ever heard of something called Keysway?
No.
Apparently, it's a 6-year partnership with KISWE and then the CW network. The CBS Sports agreement guarantees coverage across CBS platforms, including Big Daddy CBS, as Chris calls it, CBS Sports Network, Paramount Plus Premium with 15 regular seasons. I don't even care about this anymore. Tony, you're up first.
Yes.
Is CBS Sports going to ultimately help the Mountain West grow?
I don't think they have a choice. I think this is the partnership that is available to the Mountain West, and I think it's the best they can do right now until their conference puts them in a different position. I don't know that that's going to happen with the teams that they're losing. And listen, Mountain West early on seemed to kind of pivot and do well. They kept some teams. They were able to add more teams before the Pac, whatever you want to call it, finished their deal.
It doesn't matter how many teams are really in it. You can call it the Pac, whatever you
want.
We
had this conversation earlier.
We were making this conversation.
Right.
I was like, the Big Ten has way more than 10, and everybody
so it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
Yeah.
We came up with the big at least 10.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
The Pac-8, I think this is part of why San Diego State and Utah State and Boise State all decided to move because it was more lucrative for those schools to get into a conference that could support their sports a little bit more based on TV deals and things of that nature. So I don't know that it necessarily helps them grow, but it certainly keeps them afloat and the chance to grow.
Chris, does this CBS Sports deal help the Mountain West grow?
I mean, it's better than not being on the TV. I didn't plan on watching too many more Mountain West games after this year.
What do you mean? You're not going to be watching the Wyoming Air Force tilts?
I'll have to watch because my daughter will be in the conference.
Well,
now.
right. She'll be.
We'll have to
Okay. Hey, Tony, you and I are going to, make some nachos and sit down in front of, the Keysway Network and watch your daughter play soccer next year.
I've never heard of the Keysway.
Skraby, you better start working on getting that in the studio.
Yeah, we got to get that in the
year.
studio somehow, Bet.
Let's go. Let's
all right.
go.
Yeah, Keysway. I don't know. No one even put anything in the chat, which means no one's ever heard of it.
No one else has ever heard of it either.
But apparently they put together a 6-year partnership, so they think they have longevity, apparently. All right.
Number 2.
On foul territory, we've talked about this before, about how organizations treat their minor leaguers and how they invest into minor leaguers. Well, on foul territory earlier today, former Rays pitcher Richie Schaefer had some thoughts on how the minor leagues treat their players, especially in regards to food. Here is what he had to say about it.
But you get drafted, you get sent to minor league spring training, and I literally was everyone would get a tortilla with one slice of deli ham and a slice of American cheese rolled up. Like, here you go. It's 104 degrees in Port Charlotte, Florida. Good luck. Here's your nutrition for the day. And that'd be every day. It's like, or peanut butter and jelly and half the loaf is moldy. And you're like, I lost 22 pounds during my rookie ball season. You're just like, how is this? Like, you're going to spend $2 million on a player in the first round, and then this is the resources you're going to put at their disposal. Like, that just, those two things don't make sense. And I think that's where the disconnect comes in between like player development and just hoping that some pick pans out.
So there he goes. He said, I mean, the wrap that he was talking about, the ham and the cheese, it sounded kind of delicious, but not for a professional athlete.
One tortilla and a piece of deli cheese, and come on,
I eat that snack all the time.
You're easy to please. You are easy to please.
I do have a question. So I think Chris is up first, but why don't baseball organizations put more money in taking care of their future?
I don't know. Did they all not do it? I mean, I'm going to have to go to Tony here because he's been, certainly through the minor leagues. I don't know. I'm actually surprised to hear this. I would think that if once you got to a major league organization, even though, yes, you're taking buses and you don't have the Ritz Hotel, I mean, they got to feed you. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're
the
living
basketball team. We eat pretty well in this level, and this isn't owned by a major league entity. So
I remember talking about
Tony. I'm surprised to hear this, honestly.
I remember talking about like 7 guys in a 1-bedroom apartment trying to share that because they didn't have any money.
Baseball. That was JV baseball at San Diego State.
Tony is sitting here with a very interesting look on his face. I have no idea what he's thinking, but go ahead, Tony.
I mean, I think he's exaggerating with the one piece of meat and cheese.
What about moldy bread? Because that's gross.
Listen, there's some clubhouse attendants that do a poor job. He's in Tampa's organization, so I can't speak for what. I've never been in Tampa's organization. In 2003, when I got drafted, it's kind of how it was. They had, some cold cuts. You can make your own sandwich. You can make peanut butter and jelly every once in a while. I mean, and after the game, there would certainly be a spread. What that spread was, how nutritious it was. In 2003, it was up for discussion. It probably wasn't the most healthy item, but this is in 2003. This is before teams were paying attention to what their players were putting in their body. It wasn't until maybe my second year with the Dodgers in 2011 that it started being like a thing where they were taking care of what you were eating. I mean, turkey, it was like things like that. But that's, 2011.
Yeah.
Now, I would think in 2025, I don't know when Rich Schaefer was last in the minor leagues, but I would think it would be better. I know the minor leagues have been unionized now. They can certainly
that's got to help.
They can certainly push for some of these things through the union to have better meals. But, in some ways, I mean, that's also kind of part of the experience.
I was going to ask you.
Every minor leaguer before Richie Schaefer has had far worse conditions and have made it work somehow. And I'm not saying that's it. The Major League Baseball and these minor league teams shouldn't do a better job. I'm just saying, like, it's not the thing that ultimately stops you from getting to the big leagues is what you're eating at night. It could be an edge to help you, put yourself in a better position, but by no means is the peanut butter and jelly that you've had to eat for however long stopping you from getting to the big leagues. If if you can get there.
I know one thing. What it would do, Tony, would stop me from coming back to the minor leagues.
Right? There's a saying.
Right? You get to the big leagues, you're like, wow, I cannot go back. To that.
Likey, play better.
Is that the saying?
That was a saying.
Likey,
play better. Somebody come in here complaining about what the spread was. Hey man, play better. Get out of here, so you don't have to worry about it.
Name of our show today. Likey, play better. All right, we still got one more on the other side. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan.
Indeed. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, finishing off a Tuesday show. Chris just touching down in old Phoenix, Arizona, as the Aztecs women's hoop team will take on Grand Canyon tomorrow.
Scouting out the state of Arizona. Tony, I know you're going to be in the neighborhood soon.
Yes, very soon.
Although you're not really in the neighborhood, are you? Peoria is like another country from downtown
really
Phoenix
is.
now.
It really
It
is.
is far away. It used to not be. Like when they first built the Padre facility, felt it was like 20 minutes from downtown, maybe 25. Now you're looking at 45 or an hour, as you well know.
Yeah, you
to
could
get from here to there.
When they first built you could just take Bell Road like as far as you wanted to take it, all the way down. Now,
but
can't do that no more.
Not happening. Not happening.
Not happening, he says.
We have a Big Five to finish. One more question, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most important question of all time, but it is a Big Five question, and it's about Bill Belichick. His girlfriend is doing something very nice for him.
Have they elected not to put her in the Hall of Fame too? Sounds like everybody else else connected with the Patriots is out of luck.
Yeah, because Robert Kraft didn't get in for the second.
Right.
Yeah, Tom Brady better not get in first.
I want to get your take on that when we get done with this question.
Sure.
But since he was snubbed in his first year of Hall of Fame eligibility, Bill Belichick has actually received a lot of praise and like, hey, hang in there type things, even though Bill Belichick probably doesn't need that. But Natasha Dye of People.com reports that Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, plans to have a, quote, huge bash for Belichick on the same day as the 2026 Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. An unnamed source told Dye that Tom Brady, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells, and, quote, others who were planning on attending Bill's Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Canton are invited, end quote. Chris, or Tony, you go first on this one. Would you be interested in this if you were Bill Belichick? Would you want your wife to throw you a party on the day that you got snubbed for the Hall of Fame?
Would I want her to throw a party? Probably not. But I appreciate that. I would go through with it because my wife is trying to do something, I assume, to cheer me up, being a little down in the dumps that the NFL writers have conspired against me. So, yeah, I mean, I would be very appreciative if my wife decided to do something like this for me, whether I needed it or not. This is what a good teammate does for you.
I agree. I agree. I think this is very nice.
I don't see anything wrong with this. It's a party that she's throwing with their own money or whoever's money it is. But
it's Tom Brady's money.
But it's ultimately to cheer her significant other up.
Chris, what do you think? What would you do if Lori threw you this party? Would you accept it with open arms, or would you?
Well, there's only one way I would accept it, and I mean this is a non-negotiable. I mean, we can't have the Hall of Fame ceremony on the big screen while the party's going on.
That is true.
There's got to be no mention of the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Like we gotta be watching the MAGA version of the Hall of Fame ceremony. It's, the opposite of what's going to play at halftime of the Super Bowl.
What you're saying.
See
the
what I mean?
Alternate broadcast.
Right. The alternate broadcast. Right. That's what I mean by that. Yeah, we got to have. If there's an alternate broadcast of the Hall of Fame ceremony, that's what we need to have on. But it's a great thing. I mean, I've had a few parties thrown for me by Lori, and she's amazing at it, and it always is a great thing. So I would love it, but. I could see him being a little crotchety about it too, and saying,
for sure.
I just want to go and do something else. But I think it's a nice touch.
It is.
All right. Well, that's it for the Big Five.
Chris, since we're done with the Big Five, we haven't got your chance to hear your take on this Robert Kraft thing. First, it was Bill Belichick. This is now the second year that Robert Kraft has been passed over.
What is the reasoning now? I mean, last year was fine, and I was good on it, and you know why I was good on it. Same reason I was kind of okay with Belichick having to wait. I mean, I think there's something to be said for cheating. I think there's something to be said for, not giving the best look off the field, okay, if you're Robert Kraft there. But now it's time to recognize. Are you talking about
Robert's extracurricular activities?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think, those two things together, I think should have maybe kept him out for a year. But Yeah, I think now you're being silly. I mean, now you're not really doing what's right by the Hall of Fame.
Now,
and I'd say the same for Belichick, but Skraby brings up an interesting point now. Tom Brady's got to be starting to think about this now.
I'm asking you, do you if you're Tom Brady, I mean, they can't possibly go through this with Tom Brady, right? Like
they can't, but they might, because who's the greatest baseball hitter you've ever seen, Tony?
B. Rose.
No. You know who you think's the greatest
Barry
hitter.
Bonds.
Right.
Barry Bonds, but neither of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Well, no,
So
they put B. Rose in, didn't they?
No.
What?
He's eligible now to
He's
be in the Hall of
eligible,
Fame.
but they hasn't voted him in.
Yeah.
Hey, so I mean, if you're going to keep Barry Bonds out, the greatest hitter we think who's ever picked up a bat,
No question.
Tom Brady might have to wait a year. These people are obviously pretty serious about what they saw, and I would think almost, like, to me, Spygate was a Belichick thing. Deflategate was a Tom Brady thing, right?
Yeah, I
mean, he was the one who deflated the footballs at halftime, wasn't he? Belichick didn't do that.
Or he had someone.
So I'm just
deflate him,
thinking
right.
Brady did even more than Belichick in the cheating world.
I guess, I mean, I don't like either of these decisions. I certainly won't like Brady, but at least I can understand it if they actually keep him out but if they turn around and vote him in on the first,
right?
All this other stuff, it seems like it is intentional, at least on those two parts. And it also kind of give you an insight of how writers viewed Tom Brady's, I guess, attachment to these things that have happened versus Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. And it would make no sense if he gets in the first one.
I would think, like you talked about the writers, a lot of people think that writers didn't vote Belichick in because he didn't treat them well. I disagree with that, and I don't know for sure what every writer thinks who voted. But if everybody who treated people well didn't get into the Hall of Fame, Tony, you know this. There's a long line of baseball guys who would never got close to the Hall of Fame. They're tough to deal with on a daily basis. Writers had to do it. Writers voted them in because they earned it. And I think Robert Kraft, at least from what I can tell, was a tremendously outgoing and, enjoyable owner to hang out with.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Or at least by appearances from here. I don't live in Boston, but he seemed like he was very approachable. And so I don't think they couldn't have kept him out because they didn't like how he dealt with the media.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
So, what's interesting, though? I've watched ESPN before I left this morning, and they keep interviewing Dan Graziano, Bill Simmons, Bob Ryan. I'm just giving examples. But it's like they keep interviewing people from Boston. Well, Of course, these people are going to be going crazy at this.
And they are.
I think you got to.
I haven't heard Bill Simmons,
I think you
but
got to
I'm
check
sure
the
he was going
temperature
crazy.
everywhere.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I think you got to check the temperature everywhere.
What
do you think, Skrabe? You're a big Robert Kraft fan.
Oh yes, I'm
That's
the
your
biggest
guy.
Robert Kraft fan.
That's
in the
your
world.
guy.
Love him.
I told Tony earlier. I am actually.
You're kind of like this, don't you?
I do.
You kind of like this.
I
Yeah,
told Tony,
figured
like,
you
for,
would.
for guys that have been told yes their entire life and got whatever they wanted, now they're being told no, getting into something that they want. And
This
so it
really
kind of
makes Skraby so happy.
it just makes me feel like, okay, the universe does balance itself every once in a while.
He still got billions of dollars.
He
in
does,
balancing
but
himself
this
out, 'cause he
really
wants
bothers
There's not
him.
going to be enough balance. And the bottom line, Tony, is you know how I feel about this. You can make your point, but I think, now it's time. Let these people in the Hall of Fame. Your sport should be represented by the best. And that includes some off-field stuff. So be it.
I just can't.
because
I can't
there's-
get down with the off-field stuff. There's too many inconsistencies. If that's what you're hanging, if that's what these writers are hanging their hat on, that they somehow what the Brady and the Patriots have done have been so morally corrupt that they can't get in. They got too many guys in there already that have gone beyond that.
By the way, in every other walk of life in the entertainment world, I don't know, is Jack Nicholson on the up and up? I don't know whether Michael Jackson, the singer, was you know what I mean?
Right.
They're all just honored for what they did, what
Right.
their entertainment was. We had to decide beyond that whether, they were the type of person we liked or didn't like. but they were saluted for what they brought in entertainment, and I think these athletes should be saluted for the same.
Yeah, owners, coaches. In this particular case, yeah, I 100% agree.
Now, who's left to go in the Hall of Fame now? I mean, Roger Craig, I guess, is a lock at this point because they voted everybody else not going to be in.
That's a good
Who
question.
who were the new group? There was a new group announced, wasn't there? I feel like
there was like 5 or 6. I don't know that they've announced anybody yet, have they? But no, I think it was the vote was between like 5 or 6 guys, and if they didn't vote in Kraft and they didn't vote in Belichick, then Roger Craig, L.C. Greenwood, and the third one I'm not thinking of right now, but I think those guys are all looking pretty good.
Yeah, no
for
doubt.
whatever reason.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Let's get to break. On the other side, believe it or not, the Pac-12 indeed has a power rankings. Chris and I will jump into that here next.
That's exactly what I said, Chris. That's exactly what I said.
We'll jump into that next as they try to plot out their schedule for next season. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. Here's some traffic.
From the 855, Get Rock.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
They could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long
That's a
time,
long
right?
time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her. Yeah.
Kidding.
I'm like, ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave them the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to them and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have something. You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get half. You know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know.
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know. If you're at Claremont Mason Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did? And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have maybe rolled down the window, see if I could talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not going to turn. But that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light, even under these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you're right. And the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and then
nobody else thought to do this. All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yep.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that. It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the 3rd car back. And there's 2 left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes. So that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete, is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a 3rd time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response. Yeah. Emergency. Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long time, right?
5:20 on the clock. This just in, the Clippers Cavaliers trade is official. James Harden will go from the Clippers to the Cavs. Darius Garland will go from the Cavs to the Clippers along with a 2nd-round pick. And my guess is that Cleveland will now extend James Harden for a couple more years. And listen, as good as this is for Harden on its surface, he has opened himself up because the Cavs are making this trade expecting, them to move to the next level. This is a team that has NBA championship aspirations, and this is a move that they feel like in the Eastern Conference puts them in a spot to get it. And so if for whatever reason Cleveland comes up short, rest assured the criticism for James Harden will be immense.
And the line to criticize James Harden will start behind Matt Skraby. He will be the first guy in the line to criticize him. He's already criticizing him. Look, I get it because, Tony, you'd have to help me here because I don't have it in front of me. This is what the not eighth, I know, but fourth or fifth at least different shot that James Harden's taken, right, to win the title. I mean, who did he actually start with? OKC?
OKC traded him to Houston.
So he had OKC.
Here it is. OKC.
Okay, thanks. But then he went to Houston to try to win there.
That was 9 years, and then it was the Nets for 2 years, and then it was
Brooklyn Nets. That was the Durant thing. They put it all together for them to win it. They did not.
The Sixers for the next 2 years.
Sixers, okay with it, okay, and then the Clippers, and now so this is 6.
Yeah.
I mean, James Harden's legacy is going to be that of a guy that chased a championship. There's no other two ways about it. And so far, he hasn't got one yet. I mean, Cleveland was the number 1 seed last year, Tony. They got upset by Indiana. So I think you're right. I mean, it's championship or bust for them, or at least the finals.
Yeah. No, they're
so we'll see.
They're certainly expecting big dividends. I will say this: the first 2 stops are less to do about James Harden and him wanting to chase a championship. The OKC realized they couldn't pay him, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. So they relieved themselves of that duty.
Okay.
He stayed in Houston for, I think it was, 9 years, you said, Skraby, before he left?
Yeah, 2012 to 2021, I believe.
This is when the chasing the ring part starts.
Started after that.
After that. So he goes to Brooklyn, and I
Right.
think his intention was to stay there. But then you remember, you had the COVID season, you had Kyrie deciding not to play. I believe KD ends up hurting himself somewhere along those lines.
Well, Kyrie fell off the end of the earth.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. So he walked so far that he just fell off his flat earth.
Yeah, we don't know where he is. So,
so he got out of that situation because he felt like it wasn't going to change. He went to Philly, and that was an absolute disaster. Yeah, that one lasted 2 years. It seemed like after he got to LA, everything was all gravy. He played well there. He actually was the most reliable of the guys that ended up being in LA. However, it seems like what has happened there is he wants an extension. He's got 1 year left on his deal after this year. He wanted an extension. The Clippers were like, we might want to go in a different direction. And so in this case, both sides decided it was best for him to move on.
So this wasn't just him begging his way out.
No, not in this case. I think the Clippers are making a business decision here that they would rather use that money to maybe build around Kawhi at this point. That's what it seems like, at least. So
can I say, and I'm going to ask you, Tony, because you are my NBA go-to. If he doesn't win it with Cleveland, I mean, I don't know how many more years he's got left, right? Yeah. He's got to be 16, 17 years in the league.
17.
Okay, thanks, Skrabe. I mean, where does he rank on the list of all-time players that never won a championship? He's going to have to be there at the front of the photo.
For sure.
Because love him or don't love him, and I've never really rooted for the teams that he's on for whatever reason, he kills me every time because he's that good when he's on. I mean, the guy is what he is.
Even at the 17th
that is just an incredible player. So, you can argue it, and I'll argue it, and Skraby will argue it, but he can play. And this is such of life in the NBA to try and, win these championships. I mean, Donovan Mitchell wants to win one too.
For sure.
And he's happy with this. I don't know. Garland's a pretty good player, though, coming back, isn't he? He's not exactly bad.
He's not. And the interesting thing is, Garland, didn't perform well in the postseason last year. I think he was a little nicked up. But the thing is, James Harden's postseason history isn't like all flowers either. He's had his struggles in the postseason. That's why I say this is a big kind of prove it moment for James Harden. Not prove it from the standpoint of can he play, but can he be the reason why a team gets to a finals, and can he help push that team over the hump? Because Cleveland is super talented. They got a ton of depth when they're healthy, and they should be one of the top teams.
Right. I don't know what's happened to them so far this year. I don't follow them closely enough to know all the injury story, but they're, sitting in fifth or sixth spot, which I'm very surprised by.
Yeah.
But with Harden now, and you got Donovan Mitchell who can do, pretty much whatever he wants to do. You got that front court with, I love the guy's hair, but I can never remember his name. He's got the big
Afro,
70s afro. Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, like that guy. Mobley is a talented front court guy. So they've got enough. And, the question is, like, Detroit's on top in the East. But other than Cade Cunningham, nobody can even name another player on Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, you got to live in Detroit to know another player.
They got Crazy Maxey. He's a big dude who likes to fight everybody.
Well, he's a little crazy. I know who you mean. But Boston, and if Jason Tatum doesn't come back, Jaylen Brown's done a hell of a job. But when it gets to the playoffs, Tony, they're going to take him away, or at least attempt to. And with no Jason Tatum to go to, I don't know if Boston will be able to keep up. So this trade could win for Cleveland, and then everybody says, hey, it was worth it. So anyway, good for James Harden. He's on the move again.
Yeah. He'll have a chance to possibly push this team over the hump. We're going to extend this a little bit. I want to talk about this Pac-12. We'll go to 33. Is that okay, Skraby? Let's go.
That's perfect.
We'll go 5 more minutes here.
Because we need to talk about the Pac-12.
I teased it. So, I don't want to leave the people hanging here.
No, it's fine. I just love to talk about a phantom conference.
It's not a phantom conference. It starts next year, Skraby.
Skraby, speak for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, your alma mater, Colorado State's going to be in the Phantom Conference.
One of your alma maters.
One of your alma maters.
I only count USF as my actual alma
Well, you guys can stay in your sorry conference, the West Coast Conference.
We're going to be losing Gonzaga, too. So
yeah, exactly.
We're going to be a third-rate
And if you're a USD fan, understand Tony just not a USD fan.
I wasn't
it's
even
not a
thinking
shot
about
at you
y'all.
personally.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't.
All right.
Pac-12's governing board met last week with a full agenda in football matters, particular to the 2026 schedule. I found this funny. Basketball's secondary role was due in part to the existence of logistical clarity. It sounds like Las Vegas is the overwhelming favorite to host the men and women's basketball tournament. Staging the event elsewhere was effectively a non-starter. Now, here's the interesting part. The NCAA rule change expanding regular season to a maximum of 32 games will allow each Pac-12 team to schedule as many as 16 non-conference dates. Remember, there's only 8 teams I believe they have in the
basketball. They should have 9, right? I mean, Gonzaga I think is the 9th, but if you have 16 conference games, that really gives you a lot of maneuverability to schedule the rest and it's going to be actually hard to schedule that many games.
Right.
I know Dutcher's already talking about. He said that he wants to play Grand Canyon probably again next year, even though it's a tough place to play because he needs good games.
Yeah,
and it's going to be hard to schedule that many. So yes, good point.
It says, but there is at least one outstanding issue for conference and campus officials to sort out. When will the round robin conference season begin and end? And here's kind of some insight to it. Let's use the 26-27 schedule to illustrate. There are 11 Saturdays from early January to Selection Sunday. That's enough for 20 conference games, playing 2 per week, and a weekend for the Pac-12 tournament.
Right.
And
you've only got 16 games.
Right. Even if the conference opted to stage the tournament a week earlier than the power conferences, as the West Coast Conference has done for years, there would be enough calendar space for 18 conference games at 2 per week. With 16 games, the Pac-12 could start conference play the first weekend of January and end early. Or it could delay the start of conference play and end it just in time for the tournament to wrap up before Selection Sunday. The other option is it could start the round robin early, end it on the late side, thereby creating gaps that would allow for non-conference matchups to be sprinkled throughout January and February. I don't know which of those is the better option. It would seem like being able to kind of sprinkle in non-conference games in that kind of longer schedule.
I like that, but then you have to find teams to sprinkle in.
And that's what I was going to say. Everybody else's conference is going to be pretty
So
fully in play.
right? Is Tennessee going to have a day off where they can come out and play Gonzaga? Is UConn going to be able to host a game against the Aztecs in the middle of, February? That's the question. And, football's on the same thing with the fact that they only have 8 teams.
Right.
And they only have 7 games that they can schedule now, and they need an 8th. And they don't know what they're going to do.
Here's one of the other conundrums that pops up. It says if the Pac-12 opens conference play on the first weekend of January 27 and ends the first weekend in March, mirroring the calendar used by the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, it would have enough space for 16-game round robin and 4 non-conference matchups per team. However, what the question is asked, would all 9 teams play 4 out-of-league games in that span? No chance. They wouldn't risk it, right? And so you end up with maybe a team playing 2, maybe a team playing 1. And so there's a lot that I don't think we think about, but in terms of how the conference schedule fits and how you get these games in and how easy it will be to schedule, something that they got to take some time to figure out.
Let me just throw one name out. You and I have mentioned this name before, Tony, but I'm going to throw him a bone again. Matt Soria is the Brian Dutcher side guy who schedules the men's basketball season, or he's mostly responsible, he and Dutcher, but Matt Soria is the guy that finds these games. He does an incredible job because the Aztecs are always in a great position to go to the NCAA tournament based on how he schedules. It's very, very important to schedule right. You don't just play games willy-nilly. Every game has a reason behind it. And now, based on what you're saying, accurate, it's going to be that much harder to do.
I tell you what, it's nice to have a Matt Soria on your staff when things get thick like this, because he certainly has shown to figure out these tough type of scheduling situations for sure.
Good luck, Matt.
Let's get to break.
Sorry, Matt.
On the other side, I think we're going to hear from our earlier guest, Matt Snyder. He talked a little bit about the Padres, some of the baseball issues coming up, which don't look all that great.
I asked him about a conspiracy.
You did. We got that to finish up here on Gwynn and Chris.
Hey, it's Ben and Woods. We love San.
when we got to get to this interview, but today's biggest fan. I hope you're listening, and I hope Skraby has this name correct.
It's straight from the doc.
It feels fake, but we're gonna go with it. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Francis Imperial of Santee. Give us
Sounds
a call.
like a real name.
Give us a
Don't
call.
make fun of Francis.
Give us a call.
I'm not. I'm saying I think you got it right.
I know I got it right. I just don't know if Skraby got it right.
Got it right.
Yeah. Give us a call in the next 10 minutes, 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. Let's check traffic. Matt Snyder, CBS Sports, joins
Can
us.
I just say one thing? I got to get this in. Jared Goff could not take out the trash from his wife if he didn't have a wristband to read what to do.
Chris is very upset at Jared Goff for having a wristband during flag
He's
football.
got a wristband in the Pro Bowl flag football
He's
game.
a pro.
Come on.
He's a pro. He wants to
gotta
look a
get
pro.
XY Spider Banana too.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they're actually running plays. So.
Traffic, Matt Snyder.
Yeah, I'm worried. It seems like a mess in many different areas. I mean, you have the smaller market teams who cannot keep up with the spending, at least of the Dodgers, but you could loop in a lot of other teams there. If you look at like the Mets and the Phillies, and even the Blue Jays have been starting to get up there.
Yeah.
Yankees, obviously, not only that, but like you said, the regional sports network bubble has burst. It's not like, oh, that bubble's about to burst. Oh no, it's burst.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. And they need to talk about that. A lot of different stuff. And you're talking about, the player salaries, only a 1.4% increase from last year, which was inflation was like 2.7 to 2.9%. So if the salaries aren't moving up there and the league is continuing to make more in revenue, the players have an argument here. Like, hey, you guys continue to make more money. Inflation's going up. Our salaries are not going up to keep up with how much money you're making in inflation. But on top of that, you've got the salary cap issue, which is a non-starter for the players. You've got the issue with the TV, which Manfred is trying to figure out, and the MLB taking over from the RSN. It's a big mess. Now, I am a glass half full guy by nature.
We need more of them.
So I'm going to say that somehow it gets worked out. And remember, it did take a while last time.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, the CBA expired on December 1st, and we bled all the way into March before they finally came to a deal. And I believe the start of the season got pushed back like a week and a half or something like that, but they still got the 162 games in. So I'm going to say I will remain optimistic until I'm given reason not to be, but I do believe there's no doubt in my mind that it will be a prolonged lockout again. Something like multiple months, and probably the most annoying thing I have to do in this job is deal with that.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen again next offseason. But, hey, small price to pay. I still get to talk about baseball.
No doubt. I know we don't have time to talk about it today, but you have to wonder if there are other tools in the toolbox aside from salary floor, salary cap. If those are non-starters, what else is there? And so certainly something they're going to have to work out.
Yes, it is. It's going to be contentious and annoying. That's my most accurate prediction.
Contentious and annoying. I like it.
Fair enough, man. We appreciate your time as always, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Take care, guys.
Matt Snyder, CBS Sports. Always fun catching up with Matt. We got to get out of here. Skraby Chronicles follows. We'll be back at it again tomorrow.
Nice job, Tony, today. Holding down the
Skraby,
floor.
you want me to
Thank you for
hang with
joining
you on
us,
the
Chris.
Chronicles? I have nothing to do.
He's waving his hand. I can't hear him. 'cause I have my headphones on.
I'll think about that and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
You get back to me in an hour.
Okay. Have a good night to you guys. I guess I'll still be here.
Skraby Chronicles next.
I forgot.